have a few damp spots. Sevens big league from the Collingwood and the Swans. First quarter as umpire Glenn James comes in to bounce the ball. Beautiful bounce, round in the ruck, loses out to the extra height of Fellows. Stevie Wright can't get clear. Evans pushed an opponent in the back, round, fires out a wild hand pass. Richardson should get there first for Collingwood and does. Oh, beautifully stolen by Evans. Can't get clear, now he does, fires, it's long, off target and through for 1 point.
Nicely stolen that time by Evans, Bob.
Yes, Bernie Evans is another player that the Swans really need to be firing, and he started off, he's a confidence type player and has started off well.
Peter McCormack. ADS viewers have just joined us. It's in the first minute of play. First behind kick to the Swans. They're kicking to the left. Danaher looks for a long hand pass. Evans right on the boundary line. Clashes with Williams. It is out of bounds. Right forward pocket. For the Sydney team, we'll see a boundary throw in about 35 metres from their goal. Not a bad crowd here this afternoon. Predictably, with Collingwood in action here on the Sydney turf. Kappa gets pretty high. Couldn't get an effective kick at the ball. Picked up by Fellows. Well smothered by Danaher. The ball rebounding out to the Collingwood centre-half back position. A chance for Frangalis, tries to effect a hand pass and does so. Another chance for the Swans as it's chipped further forward up towards the full forward position. And a good mark is taken down there by Johnson.
Johnson gets big raps from up around the Albury way, Pete. Understand that he virtually won a game single-handedly, the grand final, I think it was last year. And tremendously courageous young player.
Rudy Johnson about 30 to 35 metres out and directly in front of goal. A chance for the Swans' first goal this afternoon. The goal umpire hasn't moved a centimetre. 4 points, the Swans lead by 7. Well, his kicking certainly didn't let him down then, Robert.
Yes, and as you can see there, not a very tall player, but as Lou and I were speaking before the game, the Rover's job is not to take high screaming marks, and as long as he's at the feet of the pack, then that is the important thing.
I think Tony Elshaw was the perfect example of that yesterday against Footscray, but kicking 6 goals. We're back in the centre now. The Swans off to a great start. 1 goal, 7 points to Collingwood yet to score. Knocked out by Fellows, and Shaw drives the ball over the Collingwood half-forward line. McEwen taps the ball on. Rains got past that one. Kicked off the ground by Dersma. Going after it now as Collins overruns the ball. This allows Browning to go for a kick down there towards the wing possession. There's Morwood taking a mark. A welcome return to Collingwood, and Sumner drives it over Collingwood's half-forward line again. Flying high was McEwen. Couldn't hold the mark. Williams backs out of the pack. Gets a hand pass out wide as a chance for Collins, but he slips, he goes down, he can't get clear. Gives a hand pass out the round, a bad mistake. Picked up by Danaher. Danaher's kick is long, but Fellows out there on his own on the wing position. The Swans 7 points with Collingwood yet to score. Bill Pickett in front. They all fly. The umpire said play on. He's going to give a free kick here. It'll go to the Swans. Dersma to take the free kick. Over to Ackley. Ackley's kick is a long one out there towards the wing position. Mullane gets down. He can't pick it up. It's finally picked up now by Johnson. Let me see Johnson. Johnson's kick is down there towards the full forward position. The go for Evans. Overruns the ball. Kappa snaps at goal, but he's off target and it's through for 1 point. So the Sydney Swans move on to 1 goal to 8 points. The Collingwood yet to score, and they're really going after the Magpies, the Swans, Bob.
Yes, and Kappa not having anybody near him to tell him that he was clear then. Had the quick snap, but unfortunately there wasn't anybody around to talk.
And the ball driven up there by Collingwood. A long kick by Mullane over the half-forward line for Collingwood. Browning dropped that one, gets a hand pass out to Frangalis. He's still playing strong football. He's had a great season, a good hand pass. It's a bit too long, but coming in to meet it now is Dennis Carroll. A hand pass looking for Holden. Too long for Holden. The ball is out of bounds about 70 metres around from the Sydney Swans goal. And as I said before, off to a great start. 1 goal to 8 points. The Magpies yet to score just over the 4-minute mark of this first quarter.
Fellows too tall, gets it down to Rains, up inside the centre square. Good attempted smother, in fact a good smother by Dersma. Onto Bays. Can he get clear? Yes, he can. He's not a bad kick, this boy either. A long shot by Bays, gets the distance, hit the post. So the Swans having plenty of opportunities in the opening few minutes of the game. Only 4 3/4 gone so far in the opening term. 1-3, Collingwood yet to score. Peter McCormack, we saw recently, do a great job on Paul Salmon in the latter's comeback game in front. Was Morwood, couldn't take the mark. Frangalis' hand pass, not a good one. A free kick going Collingwood's way. The advantage rule paid. Morwood on Down to Barham. Barham looks over the shoulder, sees he's clear, goes long. Up towards the full forward position, could be a score. 1 point. Both sides going down the middle, which, as we've said on many occasions here in Sydney, is the best way to go. Browning. Swans lead by 8. Good mark taken by Danaher. Chips it in short. Evans just inside the square. Not a long kick by the Swans. Ruck Rover up towards Johnson, who takes the mark. Still inside the square. He's gone a little bit longer. Down towards Kappa. At the back is Russell. Chance for Banks. Shoots out the hand pass to Mullane. Phillips it was. Well, a good mark taken down there for the Swans by Morwood.
They've got Banks in a different role today, playing in defence, Bob.
I was a bit surprised, Lou. I would have thought that McKeon would be down there, but Banks is capable of doing the job no matter where.
Gersmer's kick, marked by McCormack in the last line of defence. McCormack, arguably the safest fullback in the competition. Don't give much away, Peter. Forward again. Over his brother. Gersmer, left half forward flank for the Swans. Tries to centre the ball up towards Kappa. Kappa grabbed maybe a little bit too high. Nobody can get clear. Finally the ball hustled into the open spaces and getting grabbed down there was Smith. He'll take the free kick. He was bad when not in position and against his old club showing a little bit of fire.
He might lose it. He has lost it.
He's lost it. Burley's playing the part of Smith. Ball driven up there by Morwood. Ball's a bit short. Banks takes the mark down there in the back pocket. A little slow to get rid of it. And that put him off balance. Out it goes now. Picked up by Bays at half forward. He's clear. Has the long kick up there towards the forward pocket. Coming out to meet it now is Russell, but it's too long. And the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket position. Sydney Swans off to a great start. 1 goal, 8 points. And the Magpies yet to score a goal, 1 behind. Ball back into play again. Punched away from McEwen that time by Durbin. Comes down on the line. That's a bad kick. Williams and McEwen fought themselves for that one then, and the umpire said there'll be a free kick. It'll go to the Collingwood skipper there, Williams. So Williams has the free kick out there at half back. Ball back towards the centre. And a good mark taken here by Mansfield. It goes to Tony Shaw, straight down over centre half forward. But there's the ever reliable Browning to take the mark at centre half back. He goes wide. Looking there for Bernie Evans. Phillips has got him covered. Oh, he was grabbed, Phillips, and the umpire will play that free kick. He may have stayed a little bit, but the free kick was there. So Phillips out there on the edge of the square. Goes for the long kick, and that's what the order of the day for Collingwood, I should imagine. Well, it beat Taylor. This allows Carter to pick it up. Oh, he does a bit of fancy work, and Taylor falls over. The ball shot back towards the centre of the ground. Flying high was Fellows to take a great mark, a little short of centre field. So he goes straight down the ground again, looking for Taylor. Taylor couldn't mark that one, but the umpires found a free kick, and it's off to Dursmer again, who's playing very well in this first quarter. Billy Pickett with a hand pass out to Little Watt, who fumbled that one, but he still had it covered, taps the ball on to Ackley. He won't make any mistake about this out at half back. He decides to go for a bit of a run, and the kick is a long one over the half forward line. The back is Morwood, and a beautiful mark. Well, he had to sit on Williams all the way that time. He could, the moment he left his opponent, his teammate's boot bump, it was never in doubt.
There's nothing all that Williams could do. You cannot ever stop a player. He was in the front position, and we watch on replay now, and that's the way to get rid of a player.
Morwood's kick at goal. Looks pretty good. Have to wait on the goal umpire, though. It's full points. It's 14 points the difference in favour of the Swans. The hand pass comes out to Barham. Barham's gone long up to Taylor in the goal square. Taylor and Carter, they're having a wrestle down there. Picked up by Browning, scouting the pack well. Browning brings it around the member stand flank. Morwood playing in front, gets a favourable bounce. Now turns back onto the left foot. He's gone for a pass up to Ackley, covering plenty of ground. He was on the opposite side of the ground just a few moments back, and a long kick by the Swans' key defender. Down towards left half forward. Johnson doesn't get the favourable bounce there. It's picked up by Morwood. He's grabbed, tries to get rid of it, and umpire Glenn James says it is a stalemate, and we will see a ball up almost in the Swans' left forward pocket. Umpires this afternoon, Glenn James, Peter Cameron, two of the most experienced men in white. And the bounce, I said, almost in the pocket. Up down to Holden, Morwood, Tony Shaw. Tony Shaw's kick back to the centre wing position. Plenty of Swans players are there. Round couldn't take the mark. Barham just about caught with it. Round steals it. Almost a throw. Right. Out to Bays. Bays at centre field. Long kick by the Swans youngster. Down towards full forward. Oh, McCormack, a great one-hander. He's playing well. As I said, arguably the safest fullback in the competition. The kick is very wide, but he's found Mullane out there, who marks at the right half-back flank. Mullane, a short pass. Oh!
Out of bounds.
Collingwood fans not happy with that, but they're on the other side of the ground, and the boundary umpire was only a few metres from that. You couldn't argue with it.
And a 15-metre penalty against Rainford being a bit foolish there.
So the free kick going to the Swans, taken by Dennis Carroll. He's trying to centre the ball, and that's effective because the mark has been taken by Bays, but he's about 70 metres from goal. Bays' kick, trying to find Capper. He's got 3 opponents to beat, and the mark taken by Fellows, who's grabbed everything in the air so far, playing well.
And we're just on the 11.5-minute mark of the first quarter. 13 points the difference. There's a free kick. It'll go to Collingwood out there. It'll be Abernethy to take the free kick at half-back. The Magpies yet to score a goal. Knocked on that time by Collins, but Browning's got him covered. Oh, he went down. This gives Collins a chance, but after him is Frangalis. But the umpire's paid a free kick against Collins. It'll go to Browning out there at half-back. Now, I don't know what that one was for. Just on the 12-minute mark, it's 2 goals, 2-14. The Sydney Swans to Collingwood, 1 point only. Ball back into play. Ball pushed out now. Williams grabs it there at half-back. A hand pass to Tony Shaw, not doing a bad job for the Magpies either. Looking there for Manson. He's got the mark. And outplayed, or outmarked Billy Pickett that time, the ex-Magpie. And now Manson would be about 45 to 50 metres out. Not the best kick in the business. Got a shocking style.
Looks a good player of the future, though.
Oh, yes, he's got a bit of a spring, and he knows a bit about football. I think ruck works his go, Bob, just the same. Taylor got under that one. He's well covered by Carter. That's Richardson getting through the pack. A snap at goal as it's smothered, and it's through for 1 point. So the Magpies still yet to score a goal. 2 behinds on the board to the Sydney Swans. 2 goals, 3-15. Short pass by Carter. It's okay. Marked by Browning down there in the back pocket. Goes for a pass again. Punched away by Williams. He got into the back of Morwood. The ball cleared back there towards the wing position. Coming out to meet it is Shane Morwood for Collingwood. A long hand pass. Picked up by Phillips there at half-back. Another one coming over. Oh, too long for Rains. Bernie Evans intercepts that time beautifully. Has a long shot at goal. It's going pretty close. This one, it could be through. It's a goal. What a magnificent goal.
Evans, Tony Morwood and Johnson, the goal kickers for the Swans, and they lead by 19 points at the 13 3/4 minute mark of the opening term. Tony Shaw doing well for Collingwood. Umpire has found a free kick. It's a Collingwood one, so he plays the advantage rule up towards Taylor. Has it fisted away from him. Had too many opportunities, though, BT so far. Picked up by Stevie Wright. Not a well-directed kick. Abernethy has possession of left half forward. He's well shepherded. A long kick by Abernethy. Certainly one of the fortes of his game. Off the hands of the pack. It is out of bounds. And it will be a boundary throw at left forward pocket for the Magpies, kicking this quarter to the main scoreboard in goal.
Swans doing a great job in defence, Robert.
Certainly are, Lou, and Dersma punching from behind on every occasion, and Carter doing likewise.
Browning, Richardson, snapshot for goal. Going pretty close. Is that a mark or a point? Dersma has it. He's paid the mark. Could be dangerous, but it's well directed. Marked by Bernie Evans over the head of Barham. Not a good pass, though. Ackley finally takes possession. Just up from the left back pocket. A good ball. Doesn't know what to do with it. Now he's well shepherded and goes long. There's a little bit of a wrestle behind play, but nothing really to speak of. Tony Shaw again for Collingwood.
No doubt Collingwood's best player, Pete.
He's got a lot of possessions. Now there is a whistle. He has to go back.
He was being told by the umpire to go back behind the mark.
Picked up by Fellows. Fellows' kick is long down towards full forward. That's a mark. Great grab taken by McEwen. McEwen will be on a pretty fair angle, though.
Plenty of open goals, as we can see on camera, Pete.
Yes, it's all the pockets here at the SCG aren't deep.
On replay, we see Fellows put the long kick down and an excellent mark by McEwen.
McEwen about 10 metres out, if that. Have to fall over to miss it, and he hasn't. 4 points. That's Collingwood's first goal, and it came up at the 15.5-minute mark of the quarter. A fine mark. It certainly deserved the goal.
Two of Collingwood's best players up to this stage, Bob, would be Fellows and Tony Shaw, and the others haven't put in that much in this early stage of the game.
No, Phillips and Moore were doing quite well across the half-back line because Dennis Carroll, as the centre-half forward, is virtually playing as a ruck rover. Bob Rose and Ron Richards on camera. and Rose would be happy to at least see one goal go on the board.
3-3 to 1-2 now. 16 minutes gone. McEwen bringing up Collingwood's first goal. Range from the centre. If he gets going, Collingwood could be in for a good day. Manson made a mess of that one. Once again, the opportunity with Evans. Richardson underneath it. Kaplan nearly took his head off. Richardson, though, standing his ground well. He's gone for a pass to Phillips. Didn't really gain much. Phillips down towards the right half-forward flank, knocked away by Ackerley. Moraine there for Collingwood, takes the crumbs well. Looks for a hand pass, it's long. Out towards Smith, but up from the half-back line. Smith against his old club. Receiving a few hoops from the crowd. The mark taken by Taylor. And it's his first for the afternoon. He's got the opportunity to bring up his first goal.
That was a good pass by Smith, but also a very good lead and a strong mark by Taylor from it.
Yes, and when he gets his hands on the ball, there wasn't much that Carter could do on that one. Collingwood appear to have settled down a little bit, and the Swans' disposal now leaving a bit to be desired. They're kicking straight to Collingwood on too many occasions.
There's a goal by Taylor. That's his first. Just on the 7.5-minute mark, and it's 6 points the difference in favour of the Swans. Taking the ball out of the pack there was right, but he's upended the umpire, so that's in the back. And I think he'll get a free kick, or is he going to ball it up? He's going to ball it up. I thought it might have been in the back to right. Ball up around about the centre field area with the Swans 6 points in front. Barry Round and Fellows. He's found a free kick. It'll go against Fellows to Barry Round. So the old-timer goes for a long hand pass. It's a good one over there to Ackley. Ackley's kick is well over the half-forward line. Flying high was Wayne Carroll. Couldn't hold the mark. Some to fumble that one. It's McCormick getting it out, but it's a bad pass to Carroll. That's Wayne Carroll, a snap at goal, but it's off target, and it's through for 1 point. So the Sydney Swans move on to 3 goals for 22 points. There's a discrepancy in the score with the scoreboard up there. I think they've got 3 goals, 3 there. I don't know which one's the right one, Pete. What have you got it down, Bob?
Here's the score. Yes, it's 3-3 to 3-2.
3 goals, 3 it is, I think. 21, the Sydney Swans to the Magpies. 2 goals, 2-14. Bit of a fringe infringement there. A pass going out wide to Bernie Evans doing and looking a very dangerous player in this first quarter. Boots at the goals now. Players set themselves. Banks gets up high, and a good mark to Dennis Banks, now playing in defence. Normally a half-forward flanker, but he's been out of form and he's returned after injury. The ball from Morwood over to Greg Smith, out wide towards the wing position, but no one there for Collingwood, and a safe mark taken by Browning. Over it goes to Danaher. Short pass, Barry Round grabs that. Those big hands go out and he takes it very easily. Hand pass over to Holden. The ball driven over the half-forward line. Phillips in front. No one can take the mark. At the back is Rains. A hand pass to McCormick. Hooks the ball over his opponent's head to get it out wide towards the wing position. Coming out the meat of his Richardson. Good play. A hand pass coming over now. Too long for Ricky Barman. Ackley's there too, but he cuts the ball over the line and out of bounds on the centre wing position. Into this quarter by 19.5 minutes. It's the Sydney Swans. 3 goals, 4-22. 3-4-22 is the correct score to Collingwood. 2 goals, 2-14.
Dennis Carroll's kick up towards the centre wing position. Once again, Bernie Evans, the Swans leading possession gatherer. Browning out to half forward. Danaher gets clear. He can score from there with a long kick. He's had a shot, but it's off target. A bad miss, that one. And through for only 1 point. Probably could have steadied just a little bit more. 3-5 to 2-2. A difference of 9 points in favour of the Sydney team.
Bernie Evans looking very dangerous, Bob.
Yes, he's played excellently so far.
Banks goes for a short pass, and it's okay. Richardson takes the mark and the whack on the head. Richardson looking for Abernathy. Danaher making him earn it. He's got a 15-metre penalty. He doesn't worry about it. Oh, he's almost caught. Throws it out in front of him. Could have been throwing the ball. This time a long kick. Trying to find McEwen. Ackley. Tony Shaw might get there first, or the boundary line. Oh, it's a little bit close. Barham, has he kept it in play? No, says the boundary umpire. It will be a boundary throw-in Collingwood's left forward pocket. And only about 30 metres from the goal. Round 25, 30 is Manson. Round seemingly got one at the back. That's how the umpire has seen it. And the Brownlow medalist will take the free kick. Still looks pretty fit, doesn't he?
And he's a very handy player still, Pete.
With a 15-metre penalty. Ground looking for Browning. Collins right there with him. Browning taps the ball further forward. He's in everything so far, the Swans skipper. Once again keeps the ball in play at the Wayne Carroll at right half forward flank. Carroll looking for a hand pass or a kick. He's gone for the latter. Down towards the full forward pocket, and a good mark taken by Smith. Gets the hand pass out to Sumner. Sumner from half back, transferring play out towards the member stand flank, looking for and finding Phillips, who takes the mark in front of Morwood. And will get a 15-metre penalty.
Well, Phillips was causing it as much as Morwood. I can never understand it then.
Richardson up to half forward for Collingwood. Oh, great grab. That's Manson again onto Richardson. Richardson could just about score from there. A long shot, looks pretty good, and he stopped it, I think. Yes, he has.
The difference now only 3 points in favour of the Swans. Collingwood looking a lot better. That kick falls short at centre half forward for the Swans. Grabbed by Moore, and over it goes to Richardson. Really coming into the game. That's a beautiful pass, and the ball marked here by Tony Shaw. It's around. Oh, that's a bad play on the part of Shaw. He's lost this one, but luckily for him, backing up well is Morwood. I think he's had his hair dyed too as the ball falls a bit short. Manson flies, nearly grabbed that mark. Backing up well as Rains, a hand pass to McEwen. Dodging around, hooks the ball back to Taylor, and Carter having a great battle. Taylor outmanoeuvred him that time. A strong mark by Taylor, going for goal number 2 right from the kick-off mark. And this goal will put the Magpies in front by 3 points. It was a strong mark, Bob.
It's an excellent mark, Lou. I'm just looking down. I just can't understand the way the Swans are playing with one half forward short. Phillips and Morwood are really having a picnic with that extra play.
There's the kick by Taylor. That's goal number 2. And, of course, the Magpies have hit the front now by 3 points. It's Collingwood 4 goals, 2-26 to the Sydney Swans, 3 goals, 5-23. Into this first quarter by just over 23 and a half minutes.
And Collingwood have picked the last 3 goals after the Swans opened up at a great rate of knots.
And so that move of the Swans of having the player up the ground, it did come off early in the piece, but then once things settle down and the other side knows what to watch, you've got to go back to normal.
That's right. Well, they did take them by storm, but Collingwood settling down. Of course, Tony Shaw and Richardson this last 10 minutes have been superb, and they've had good backups down there in defence, particularly with Morwood and Phillips. Dangerous play for the Swans always, that's Bernie Evans, knocked out by Fellows, not doing a bad job either. There's Wayne Carroll trying to get through the tackle. The umpire's got him. That's Rains' free kick, well tackled. Could have been a little bit doubtful. It goes out wide by Rains. A mark here by Greg Smith. The ex-Sydney Swan goes for a pass. Too long there for Taylor, and the ball is out of bounds. And it's only about 5 metres around from the Magpie goal. They're 4 goals, 2-26 to the Sydney Swans, 3 goals, 5-23.
So a boundary throw it in Collingwood's right forward pocket. Knocked down by Manson. The Collingwood free kick.
Oh, he was surprised himself. Did you see that on screen, Pete? He lifted the eyebrows up and he thought to himself, what for? But I'm not going to give it back.
No.
By golly, he was surprised.
So McEwen, who's already kicked one from a similar position, maybe just a little further out, only a couple of metres there, and he's put that one through as well. So Collingwood have kicked the last 5 goals, and they're really coming right back at the Swans now. In fact, they enjoyed a pretty handy lead of 32-23. 2 goals to McEwen, 2 to Taylor, and 1 to Richardson.
Peter Dacos sitting up there. Of course, he's on the sidelines possibly till the middle of next year. And David Cloak, they expect him back in about 4 weeks' time.
Well, it might be just in time for the finals, if in fact they're to make them. They must win here this afternoon. They're going about it the right way at the moment. They're cutting the Swans' defence to ribbons at the moment. They've kicked the last 5 after the Swans looked good in the first 7 or 8 minutes. 32 plays 23, 9 points in favour of Collingwood. And once again, they got it out of the centre through Rains, and he could just about kick this one, but not his best effort. At the back is Taylor, trying to snare it, couldn't do so. Charge from McEwen, and goal number 3, couldn't get clear. Umpire Peter Cameron has decided it will be a bounce just on the edge of the kick-off line. So Collingwood bombarding the goals at the moment, after the Swans looked good, as I said, in the opening minutes of the game. And the ball hitting the post. It was actually hit onto the post, but nevertheless the end result is still a point. That makes the difference now 10 in favour of Collingwood. Ackley goes towards the outer side. He's gone for a pass, and that's effective. The mark taken by Picken. Picken's kick not a long one. Mark accepted though by Danaher. Just wide of the centre. Rangavis. Swans making a forward move. Capper is the flyer, and marks! What a ripper!
Now, he had an opportunity there just to put the ball through for a goal, but...
he was worrying about showing off a bit. I think he might have hit the nail on the head. He doesn't know enough about football yet, does he?
No, he's got a lot to learn yet, Lou, but a great mark by Kappa. And,
right here.
Now, look, he could
all
have
he had to do was turn around and put it through.
Well, he's done it there, but he could have made it easier work than that, Bob.
Point taken, and probably one the coach will bring up to him at quarter time, and the coach, John Northey, on the phone now as the Swans bring up their 4th goal. They come to within 4 points. Here it is again. Good mark nonetheless.
Excellent play by the Swans to take the ball right around with long kicks, and they kept moving, and there it is where Kappa easily could have kicked the goal, but nonetheless he made no mistake with his kick.
Well, we're just over the 27.5-minute mark. 29 plays, 33, 4 points in favour of Collingwood. Centre bounce again. Fellows against Russell, and Fellows has got most of the knockouts today so far. Got that one down, but it's not a good, well-directed one. Driven up there by Dennis Carroll. Out there towards half-forward. Ball picked up by Phillips. A long hand pass over to Tony Shaw. Another one. Oh, Smith has grabbed it. Just took that in out of range. Another hand pass out wide to Abernathy. He's got to come in for that one. He stayed a bit. Could have gone a bit harder.
We kicked the Carroll.
And I thought a little bit of hesitation on the part of Abernathy there. You've got to go after him. As the ball goes out wide, Williams flies. Got up too early. Backing up well as Phillips taps the ball over to Barra. A hand pass to Williams, but he's well collared, and down he goes. He might have got it too high, and Williams gets one from Holden and will take the free kick out there on the centre wing position. 4 points the difference. The ball shot across there towards centre half forward. Flying high was Manson. Couldn't hold the mark. Juggled well by Morwood. Over it goes now to Collins. A long hand pass out to Tony Shaw. Juggling it. He balks around Dersma, straightens up, fires, looking there for McKeown at the back. Taylor comes in, takes the mark. I think he might have passed that one. He spun at Taylor, and Taylor's already kicked 2 goals. He's right on the point of the kick-off mark there.
I think you're a bit kind, Lou. I think it was a missed kick.
OK, I'll go with that. But as we say, Bob, once the kick comes off, it's always a good pass, isn't it? Taylor going for goal number 3. The Magpies in front by 4 points at the moment. This should put him 10 points. He shouldn't miss this one. And he doesn't. That's goal number 3. 3 kicks to Taylor and 3 goals. The Magpies will now move on to 6 goals, 3-39 to the Sydney Swans, 4 goals, 5-29. So Taylor would certainly be a lot happier than he's been over the last couple of weeks.
And Tony Shaw on replay, dummies, puts the kick forward, and
the only person that knows whether that's a pass or not is Tony Shaw.
And he will always say it was.
And Taylor won't argue with him because he copped the mark, and also the goal.
3 goals to Taylor, 2 to McEwen. Goal kickers for Collingwood, Richardson has 1, and for the Swans, Kappa, Johnson, Tony Morwood and Evans. Their goal kickers. 10 points the difference in favour of Collingwood. They've kicked 5 of the last 6 goals at the SCG. Peter Cameron bounces it again. Knocked down by Fellows, doing well in the ruck. Ball booted up by Williams to the Collingwood half-forward line again. Browning, Ackley.
And Carter has been moved away from his opponent Taylor at the moment. Dersman's there. Whether it's just temporary or because it does look as though Carter has been taken away.
In the lane. Here's Taylor again. Dersma this time punching the ball well clear. Well, Williams grabbed. He didn't seem to have the ball for mine. And the umpire didn't spot that or didn't agree with those comments. Mark Williams looking at him, well, why didn't I get a free kick?
Not the most stylish football in the world, but he never stops trying, Williams, does he, Bob?
No, he's a great leader, Lou.
Bounce about 35 metres from the Collingwood goal, knocked down by Russell, picked up by Frank Garlis as the siren goes to end hostilities in the opening term. And the scoreboard on Sevens Big League from the SCG, Collingwood 6-3-39, the Swans 4-5-29. Second quarter from the SCG. Collingwood leading by 10 points, 6-3 to 4-5. 39 plays 29, 7th Big League. Not a bad crowd in attendance here this afternoon. Knocked down by Round, picked up by Rains. Good tackle by Smith. And a stalemate, the end result of all that. And so again, we'll see a bounce. Down towards Holden. Picked up by Wright, couldn't affect the hand pass. In fact, the umpire's given him a free kick. Don't really know what that was for. Me too. Stevie Wright from just short of the centre circle. Now towards half forward. Carroll trying to mark it one hand. They're pretty difficult to do that way. Kappa gives the hand pass out to Evans, who early in the opening term was the Swans' best player. Shoots it back toward full forward, trying to find Morwood. Great mark. Superb mark, playing in front. He's kicked one goal for the Swans already, and he's only 20 metres out directly in front of goal.
Tony Morwood, an excellent player. When he does get the front position, rarely misses those marks.
So Morwood, a chance to bring the Swans to within 4 points of Collingwood. He should do it from there. It's a goal, and so Morwood bringing up his second, and it certainly came up at a good time for the Swans to open hostilities in the second quarter. 5-5 to 6-3, Collingwood by 4 points.
Bernie Evans centering the ball. On replay now we see Tony Morwood in front of Phillips.
Not much that Phillips could do about that either when or after Morwood got the front position. A minute and three-quarter gone in the second term. The hold-up is we don't have the ball. There it is now. Gives us a chance to run through the goal kickers for the Swans. Tony Morwood 2 and singles to Evans, Johnson and Kappa. And for Collingwood, Taylor. He has 3. He's the leading goal kicker on the ground. McEwen 2 and Richardson 1 for Collingwood's total of 6. 2 minutes gone, second quarter, 4 points the difference.
Waiting on Fellows and Round to go for this knockout. Round with the socks down. Knocked out by Fellows, going after now. Oh, good. Oh, Collins got grabbed a bit high. He'll get a free kick. He actually run into that one.
He certainly did.
Well, I know it's still a free kick, but I don't think it was the fault of the Swans player. Just the same. But accidents all count. They're free kicks. Going straight down towards Taylor. The ball falls a bit short and lacks a fortune. Oh, Manson nearly went for a hand pass to Smith. Then he's well within kicking distance, but not the most stylish-looking kick in the business. I think a few weeks ago, about 4 weeks ago, he kicked 5 goals for the Magpies.
He kicked 5 against Hawthorn.
In the mud, yeah.
There he goes now, Manson, to kick this goal, if he can. There it is on its way, but he's up target, and it's through, I think it might have been marked right on the line by Barry Round. Good play. Spotted right out there on his own in the forward pole, the back pocket. A long hand pass to Holden to half back. The ball shot out there towards Bay, but that's a good mark.
That's a free kick downfield, Lou. Foolish play by young Collins.
Well, the free kick will go to Bays.
Trying to square up, I think.
There's the kick by Bays across to centre half forward. Fellows in position there. Couldn't hold that mark. Coming out of the pack is Wayne Carroll. It's a wild hand pass. Backing up well as Abernathy drives the ball out wide towards Phillips. He's got the sit here, but there's a great mark taken by Moore. That's 2 he's beaten Phillips for now. He kicked the goal with the last mark he took, not in the goal square. This fella's a brilliant player. Very talented family, the Morwood family. And there's Danaher talking about talented families. Another good sort of a group, isn't it? This Danaher family.
It's pretty good breeding there.
Well, the Morwoods are great players. We've got 2 playing here today and 1 down there. This is his 6th kick for the match so far, and he's well within kicking distance, only about 35 to 40 metres out, and could put them in front with this kick. It's a good one. It's a goal, and the Sydney Swans have hit the front.
Swans lead by 2 points now. Tony Morwood bringing up his second goal. Range trying to get clear. Beautiful tackle by Wright. Gains him possession. Fires out the hand pass to Dennis Carroll. Good hip and shoulder by Williams. Puts him out of business. A free kick, says the umpire. Going which way? The Swans, is it? Says umpire Glenn James. Speaking to Smith.
Well, umpire Cameron was just about as close as James, but he didn't give the free kick. Didn't even worry about it, Bob.
No, but I think the free kick was there, Lou.
Yes,
So the free kick going to Holden. He's gone for a pass or bad defence by Collingwood. Round on his own in the forward pocket. And he takes the grab. Now, he won't say anything about his kicking, except the fact that he's 25 metres out.
On replay, we see Holden seeing Round on his own. And I think Fellow's making the mistake of thinking the ball was going to go straight down the ground.
1 point. Harry Round.
I think he must be related to Manson, the way he kicks. It's a similar style, isn't it?
42 to 39. The Swans by 3 points. Peter McCormack will bring the ball back into play for Collingwood. Very safe fullback. Well, straight up the ground. Big pack of players there. None can take the mark. Johnson and Smith. Smith dives on top of it. The ball scooped out in towards the centre circle. Going forward as Morwood. Tried to tap it onto Frangalis, but couldn't do so. Abernathy has the speed. Long hand pass. Richardson running into an open goal. Will score from there. Now he's gone for the pass. Taylor, 3 metres out. Goal number 4.
Good play on the part of Richardson, then made sure of that, didn't he, Bob?
Yes, good play by Abernathy too. Abernathy showed a great turn of speed to actually run past players and take possession of the ball, and he then gave it across to Richardson. On replay now, we see Abernathy give it to Richardson. Richardson draw the player forward, and there was nothing else that the player could do, and that was Durzel, because if he just stands back with his opponent, then all that happens is Richardson runs into an open goal and gets a goal anyway.
4 goals to Brian Taylor, 2 to McEwen. Collingwood back in front. They lead by 3 points, 7-3-45 to 6-6-42.
And we're just on the 7-minute mark of this second quarter. Knocked out by Round. Morwood goes through, taps the ball over to Raines. Not a good hand pass to Phillips. Back it goes to Sumner. A wide one out there to Richardson, who's really been starring since about 10 minutes into the first quarter. Coming out is Manson. A long hand pass. Williams goes for a kick down over the half-forward line. Shaw's got the mark. Goes for another short pass. Collingwood running loose down there, and Ricky Barham takes the mark down there in the forward pocket, about 35 to 40 metres out from goal. The Magpies in front by 3 points, just over the 7-minute mark of this second quarter. And a fair crowd in today. I think it's well over the 10,000 mark for sure. Could be possibly 12 or 13,000. Running on Ricky Barham. Ricky's had a great season so far. Probably the best he's had for the last couple of years. There's the kick by Barham. And that's a didn't make the distance. It was right on target. And it's forced through for 1 point.
I thought it might have been a free kick to Dursman on that occasion.
42 plays 46. The Magpies 4 points in front. Browning has the little short kick. Comes out to the members' side of the ground. Frangalis at the back. Oh, there's a strong mark to Wayne Carroll. A quick hand pass. Over there to Wright. Back to Evans, who's been a star for the Swans so far. Now there's a beautiful pass and an excellent mark taken by Kappa. And he's gone for a hand pass. It'll be okay over to Evans. It deserves a goal. It's got one. Into the quarter by just on 9 minutes. 2 points the difference now. The Swans in front. This is a tip-top game as the ball is driven up there by Fellows. It falls short. That was a bad kick, and the ball marked here by Pickett. Ball out wide. On his own that time is Bayes out there at half-back. Swans are doing a pretty good job. Out it goes now, and well knocked down by Morwood. Over it goes now. The ball driven up that time by Johnson up towards the full forward position. Punched out. It comes out there to Sutton. Taps the ball on, looking for a Collingwood player. Down goes Carroll. He wanted anybody else. Gets it back to Capra. Snap and goal. But he's up target and it's through for 1 point. So the Swans in front by 3 points now. They're 7 goals, 7-49 to Collingwood, 7-4-46. And the Magpies can't get the break, and this is Banks to bring the ball back into play for the Woods.
3 points in favour of the home team, 9.5 minutes gone. Banks chips it in short. He's gone to the outer side and finds McCormack, who marks in the back pocket. Looking for Phillips, knocked down by Kappa. Danaher, ball eluding him. It's over the boundary line at left half forward for the Swans. Not a bad game here so far this afternoon. 3 points in it.
Good game, Pete.
Certainly one of the best we've had. Knocked down by Fellows, who actually takes it, gives the hand pass out, picked up by Stevie Wright, in turn Dennis Carroll, long in broad full forward. McCormack is there though, sees the ball sail through for 1 point, and that makes the difference now 4 points in favour of the Swans, 7-8 to 7-4. The Swans cracked the 50 mark. And that came up at the 10.25-minute mark of the second term. McCormack this time goes around the Brawongle stand wing, the mark taken by Greg Phillips. Played on the same ground, of course, but in a different capacity. Good mark to Morwood. Richardson, he's starring this afternoon. Up towards left half forward, and a good safe mark taken down there for Collingwood by Manson.
Not doing bad either.
No. Chips it into Taylor, in front, can't complete the mark. Browning gets the Swans out of danger, momentary perhaps. The ball just over the boundary line adjacent to the interchange area, and that's still at left half forward flank for Collingwood.
Didn't have much chance that time, Dale. There were 4 Swans on top of him, Bob.
Once you kick 4 goals, Luke,
right.
they're starting to think about it.
That's right.
So boundary throw in again. Knocked away by Round, picked up by Richardson. Frangalis. Looks for a hand pass taken by Bernie Evans at right centre wing. Evans playing the game of his life so far this afternoon. He's well shepherded, keeps going, almost runs into trouble. And the personal That was Morwood, over to Wayne Carroll, back and turn to Evans. Oh, he doesn't get a favourable bounce. Collingwood players come from everywhere now, and Morwood flicks out the hand pass. Back it goes to Rains. And Collingwood get out of danger through Collins. Up a chain of hand passes, over and turned to Morwood. Fellows was in that as well. Pickett. Wants a long kick from Billy. Covered 50 metres and a fine mark. Taken at centre-half forward by Russell.
Well, we've often said, Lou, the long kick straight down the ground, and when you can get it down quickly and for 1 out duels, and Russell taking a fine mark.
So Russell now. Chance to score. 30 to 40 metres up. The slight angle. It curls around, maybe just a little bit too much, but I'll wait on the goal umpire. No, it's okay. And Russell brings up his first goal for the Swans, and that takes them to 8 goals, 8. 56, they lead Collingwood 7-4, 46-7, big league from the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Good mark by Russell. As we watch the replay of his kick, and it does swing back a little bit, but no doubt in the world about that one.
Well, it's 10 points the difference now. As we approach the 13-minute mark of this second quarter, the Swans looking good again. Bernie Evans playing a marvellous game for the Swans. He's created just about every move they've had down there on the forward line. He's had 10 kicks up to this stage of the match and about 4 or 5 hand passes. Pushed out by Fellows, in plenty of trouble here, gets a short kick back. That's little Johnson down the bottom of the pack, and the umpire will ball it up around about the centre field area, with the Swans in front by 10 points. Because Taylor's kicked 4 goals for Collingwood so far. There's no doubt that Bernie Evans has been the star of the game. Ball knocked out to Morwood in plenty of trouble. He actually threw that. And the umpire James didn't miss it. And the free kick will go to the Swans again. Holden goes for a hand pass to Dennis Carroll. A long kick. Punched away by McCormack, but the umpires found a free kick behind play that time.
Against Kappa.
Against Kappa, it'll go to Banks. A short pass out there to Morwood. Not doing a bad job for his comeback game after being out for about 5 or 6 weeks with a knee injury. Richardson over to Barham. Out it goes to Rains. Rains running to right. He was going to play on, but he pushed him in the face. Could have lost it.
It was a great play by Wright. He knew that Rains had 2 players loose, and he deliberately held up play.
Mance at the back, flies high, couldn't hold the mark. It comes back there to Shaw. He goes down, gets a hand, not a hand pass. He's got Picken by the leg. Oh, golly, I thought it was a free kick to Billy Pick. He said, hold the ball.
Well, I think you were right, but I think Picken's right. That's why Picken didn't. I know Picken maybe should have hand passed, but to me, a very poor decision.
Well, he marked that time. The ball knocked on. The ball picked up now by Collingwood. Shot at goals by Fellows, but he's off target and the ball is through for 1 point. So it's 9 points the difference. Well, that was a peculiar free kick by umpire Cameron. The crowd not too happy about it. I thought he legged him, but he might have grabbed him around the hips. But
Funny hips.
Right, they're down pretty low. Carroll flew high that time. Holden comes in, but the umpires paid the mark to Carroll out there in half-back. It might have been a push at the back. So it's Dennis Carroll with the ball now at half-back. The difference 9 points. Into this quarter by just on 15 minutes. That's the second. Coming through that time is Smith. He goes down, taps the ball on, looking for Rains. Down he goes. Shaw's grab, didn't have the ball, and he'll drop a free kick. He might have stayed a little bit, but he's got the free kick around about the centre-half forward position. Taylor making the lead. He's found him. He spotted him. Taylor's out there, but Richardson's there too. And he takes the mark in the forward pocket about 35 metres out from goal.
Richardson relishing the open spaces that he's been given this afternoon.
It's a first-class game, Bob, isn't it?
It's an excellent game, Lou. And Dennis Carroll is actually playing in the centre. I did say that he was up the ground. But it's still leaving them 1 short on the forward line nonetheless.
3 points the difference in favour of the Swans now. That was Richardson's second goal. McEwen has 2 and Taylor 4 for Collingwood. Into the centre. Williams. That's for Richardson again. Frank Garvis, though, beat him to it. Finally, it's picked up by Johnson. His kick is high towards the centre-half forward position for the Swans. Sumner. Banks doesn't get a good bounce. Off the ground to Phillips. Long hand pass, trying to find Williams, and does so. He's caught, dragged to the ground. No free kicks as umpire Cameron. Hand pass comes out to Johnson now, still inside the square. Johnson up towards the full forward position. McCormack on his own, or well shepherded, should I say, by Banks. Enabled him to be in such a position. Now McCormack, long kick out to half-back. Old Rains just about completed a spectacular mark. Holden on to Evans. Evans could score from there. Snapshot is off target, I think, at 1 point. And Bernie Evans looking disgusted with himself. 57 to 53 now. 4 points in favour of the Sydney team. 8-9 to 8-5.
Been a superstar today, Evans, hasn't he?
Yes, he and Richardson certainly been the stars on their respective forward lines. Got a lot of kicks. Bayes in front. Almost picked up by Round. In fact, he does so eventually. Down goes Phillips and Round. A couple of big hippopotamuses. It will be a bounce on the edge of the square. Left half forward now for the Sydney Swans. Round juggling it, finally gets boot the ball quickly. Out comes Collins, knocks it away from Evans this time. Morwood looks for and finds Ricky Barham at the half-back flank. Barham chips it in short towards the centre wing position. Richardson tried to mark it, couldn't do so. Free kick to the Swans. Yeah, Stevie Wright got one a little bit too high. And Wright to take the free kick on the left centre wing. Right up towards their half-forward position. In front is Danaher. Can't take the mark. Phillips claiming it. Got one a little bit too high. The umpire says play on. Russell loses out to Raines. Raines' kick is a short one back towards centre field. Holden takes the mark. And looking for a 15-metre penalty, he'll get one, and that will bring him just about within kicking distance. Holden now about 45 to 50 metres out. The opportunity for his first goal this afternoon. It'll be a good kick though, just the same. Well, it is a good kick. I think that's there. That is a ripper kick from Holden. It's a goal. And so a steadier for the Swans. Holden brings up his first for the afternoon. It's the Swans' 9th. 9-9-63. Collingwood 8-5-53.
Listen, Craig Holden, when he was first cleared to the Swans, I don't think too many of us really thought they were getting a good bye, but he's been a superb player for the Swans.
Certainly has, Bob. He's played some great games, particularly up here in Sydney. Centre bounce again. 10 points the difference in favour of the Swans. Into this quarter by 19 minutes. 63 plays, 53. Knocked out by Round. Ball driven up there by Johnson over to centre half forward. There's Browning playing at centre half forward. Down it goes, pushed away from Wayne Carroll. Backing up well that time was Sumner. Sends it out wide towards the wing position. Well stopped that time by Tony Morwood. Actually, Ricky Barham got into his back, but it was a bad hand pass. It's Mullane driving it up there towards Richardson. Down he goes, coming on top of his back. There's a free kick to Raines for sure, around the neck. And he takes that free kick out there at half forward. 10 points the difference in favour of the Swans. The ball across there towards the full forward, but that's Taylor going up high. What a mark! That was a strong mark by Taylor in the middle of the pack that time.
So we get a chance to watch the replay. Before it even came near them, there was only one player that was going to get that one, and that was Brian Taylor.
He threw himself at it. He's already kicked 4 goals. He's about, let me see, no more than about 25 metres out from goal directly in front. It's his 5th kick. He's off target that time, and it's through for 1 point. So 5 kicks for 4 goals, and the difference 9 points. Into the quarter, just over the 20-minute mark, as we wait now for the ball to come back into play. 9-9-63, the Sydney Swans. The Collingwood 8-6-54. The ball out there towards the half-back line. A good mark taken there by Bayes. Well, actually, he's down there in the back pocket position. Out it goes down towards the wing. Out whatever. Was he pushed out? Yes, he was pushed out by Morwood, and Phillips will take the free kick out there on the edge of the square. Ready to send Collingwood deep into attack. Straight down the ground he goes. At the back is Manson. Flies. Couldn't. Oh, he's got it. Now he's called play on the umpire. I think he might have been right. A hand pass comes out now to Shaw. Back to Ricky Barham. Turns wide. Back it goes to Shaw again. Walks around right. A snap at goal. It won't make the distance. Taylor comes in. He gave his opponent a push on the back that time. Dersner, and he'll take a free kick. We see Ackley trying to scoot up, but the umpire's got to bring him back. And the 2 umpires today, Cameron and James, could possibly be doing the grand final this year too, Bob.
They'll both be in contention, that's for sure, Lou.
There's a good mark taken that time by Mullane. Short pass to Williams, left unattended that time at centre half forward, and takes the mark. We're at the 21.5-minute mark. It's 9 points. That is
great mark. Taylor again.
Browning and Richardson on behind play.
It's a little bit of a disagreement.
2 skippers trying to even things up, I suppose.
Watch this fine lead and mark from Brian Taylor. So BT having a great day here this afternoon. One of his best, certainly for the year. Gary Ablett kicked 8 yesterday. 8 goals and 1 out of bounds, wasn't it, Bob?
Well, Taylor looks, he was, Pete. Taylor looks much better when he moves around.
Certainly does. And he's got to play in front when he's got the opportunity, Bob, because such a big guy.
Taylor from 25 to 30 metres out, a slight angle. Looks pretty good from here. It's a goal. 22 and a half minutes gone, second quarter. 3 points the difference in favour of the Swans. Knocked down by Fellows. Oh, too high. Free kick to Dennis Carroll. Dennis Carroll just short of the centre circle to put the Swans back into attack. He's gone out wide towards right half forward flank. In fact, too wide. The opportunity is for Shane Morwood. Brown taps it on beautifully to Evans. This could be a quick reply. It's curling around, but not enough. And through for only 1 point to Bernie Evans. I think he's kicked a couple of points with his last 2 shots, hasn't he, Bob? What's he got?
2 goals, 3, and his last 2 shots have been points.
Banks to the outer side. Tony Shaw. Marks just up from the back pocket. Swans lead by 4 points, just past the 23-minute mark of the turn. That's close to out of bounds. In fact, it is such. And the boundary throw will take place at the half-forward flank for the Sydney Swans in front of the new Pat Hill stand. A lot of construction going on here at the SCG at the moment, though. One stand in front of the old scoreboard and another one adjacent to the Rawongal stand. Top stadium at the moment as Tony Shaw gets ridden into the ground in the back. He'll take the free kick. And looks to go for the hand pass to Phillips. Phillips has tipped it in short out towards Mullane on the centre wing. Lovely ball. Not the style of this fellow, Mullane. A good kick, though. Certainly wasn't well directed. Russell from centre half back. Lobs it high in towards the dry centre area. Well, it looks dry, although Carroll skidded a bit there under Browning. Browning can go long. That's a beautiful kick by the Swan skipper, almost into the 10-metre square. And almost a mark too, but not played, and rightfully so. Phillips gets the hand pass out, taken by Sumner. Sumner a short pass, Mullane again. In front of Holden, over the top. Sumner just couldn't take that one. Holden tries to get the hand pass back to his teammate out there. There will be a Swan free kick.
Against Mullane for hanging on.
Yes, he didn't have the ball. It'll go to young Bays. Bays at left half forward flank. It's also a good kick. Trying to find Round over the top was Fellows. Neither could take the mark. Evans, will he get a goal this time? He's missed it. That's 3 points in succession that Bernie Evans has kicked. And again, not looking too happy. 9-11-65 to 9-6-60 at the SCG.
That was good work on the part of Collins because he looked as though he was in a hopeless position, but he kept at the job and put him off balance.
It's a good example. We do know that Collins at all times will keep at it.
We see a short pass going out there to Mullane. The difference 5 points into the quarter by 25 minutes. Ball punched back out of play again and going towards the boundary line, but saved right on in the nick of time by Bays. A pass, not a good one. Banks is there, but it's out of bounds in the forward pocket position. Forward pocket position. Only about 10 metres around from the Swans' goal. Well, Barry Round got one. I don't know if he pushed on that. He's kicked it off the ground. It's going close. In goes Carroll. Spins out of the back. Oh, bad luck. He deserved a goal that time. Thrown through that time by Maud. By golly, he certainly deserved a goal then, Bob.
Yes, it was a great play by Wayne Carroll. In fact, I thought it was in the back anyway. And so too did Wayne Carroll.
He's telling the umpire too. Ball back into play again. In front is Phillips. Taps the ball on. Looking there for Banks.
Beautifully done.
Got an open go. He's fun. It's taking him out to pick it up. He could lose it, but he gets a hand pass back now to Tony Shaw. Playing very well over to Rich, another top player for Collingwood. Looking for Taylor. Taylor's made a lead. He's out there. Couldn't hold that mark. Backing up well as Smith. Kicked off the ground by, that time by Carter. And of course, it's out of bounds about 40 metres around from the Collingwood goal. Taylor up to this stage of the match has kicked 5. Collingwood 9-6 to the Sydney Swans 9-12. Waiting now for the umpire to throw the ball back into play. It's Manson against Russell, knocked down by Manson. A hand pass from Richardson over to Collins, a snap at goal. But he's off target and it's through for 1 point.
Get another kick, Luke.
Well, he got knocked off. He kicked that one. And of course, the umpire will go across to Collins and ask him if he's got another kick. Quite sure he'll accept that. So he's only about 25 metres out from goal, but right on the boundary line, as you can see there, it'll be a difficult shot. He's had a pretty hard day, this young fella. He's been tagging Bernie Evans all over the ground, who's just about the best player on the ground. Running on young Collins, and Collingwood trailing by, was it 6 points, Pete? Trailing by 6 points. This will make the score dead level if he's successful with the kick. But he's missed it, and it's gone through for 1 point. So it's 5 points the difference at the 27-minute mark of the second quarter. 9 goals, 12-66, the Sydney Swans to Collingwood 9-7-61. The ball out there, Morwood gets a hand pass. Good play by Morwood over the range. A long kick, Taylor in the front posse, flies. Got his hands, but Smith has a pot shot at goal, and he's put that one through, and the Magpies have hit the front by 1 point. So it's Collingwood now, 10 goals, 7-67 to the Sydney Swans, 9 goals, 12-66. And it's been a damn good game, Bob.
It's been an excellent game, Lou, and we see Rains now. And Smith knowing full well that with Taylor in such good form, the Swans' defence were going to be trying to punch the ball away, and he was in perfect position to get that tap down from there.
Back into the centre, 1 point the difference in favour of Collingwood. Knocked down by Russell, Tony Shaw, and the mark taken by Bayes. He looks for a hand pass. It's accepted by Holden. Holden's gone for a short pass out towards Morwood at left half forward flank, and he marks in front of Sumner. Great player, Morwood. Up to full forward, trying to find Round. Backing up at the back of the pack, though, is big fellows. Oh, it took a fortnight to pick it up and then runs it over the boundary line ultimately. And so a boundary throw will take place in the left forward pocket for the Swans. Can they get a goal before half-time? 28 and a half minutes have gone. Probably be about 30 and a half to 31 minutes. Round looking for the front position, has to beat 2 of them. Phillips backhands it over the top. Tony Shaw flicks out the hand pass. Rains dispossessed. Good hip and shoulder by Morwood. Ball scooted along the boundary line. Mullane, Tony Shaw, Collingwood combining well to run the ball out of the fence up towards Big Manson. Couldn't take the mark. Might be a free kick. No. Picked up by Carter. He's having a dirty day, Rod Carter. Can't pick it up. Eventually gets it out to Pickett, who gets one on the back.
Say so.
Pickett on left centre wing. Where's he kicked that? Straight to Ricky Barron. Barron from centre field. Short pass down to Richardson. Open go here. It's open slather. Taylor for goal number 6. Couldn't miss him, doesn't. Collingwood by 7.
That was great play on the part of Barr, and also for Richardson. That's twice he's done that today, Bob.
Yes, saved by out on the wing.
By Pickett, yes. I'm sure there's Ricky Barr just patted Pickett on the shoulder and said, thanks very much.
Well, they've been good mates for years, you know.
Because I don't think Billy would feel too good about that one at the moment, but it just does show the folly of going across the ground anyway, right, and just not quite looking where you're going to put the ball.
Collingwood by 7 points. The sun peeping through now at the SCG. 73 plays 66 as we approach the half-time interval. Russell loses out to Farrows. Picked up by Pickett. This time he goes straight down the ground. Maybe the Swans will have better fortune as a result of that. Sumner, though, solid in defence. This way and that way. Hooks it back up towards the centre wing position. Kappa can't take the mark. Mullane's there. It's picked up by Bayes, but he's out of bounds and Kappa's just about out.
And we're just over the 30-minute mark of this quarter. The siren due to go. The Magpies in front by 7 points. 66 plays 73. Kappa in a bit of trouble with the trainers. He seems to be okay now. Knocked out by Morwood. Back there to Barham. Went for a hand pass. That time it was missed, but it'll be a free kick to throw against Barham. The kick going to Ackley over the Swans half-forward line. Ah, great mark to Morwood. He's a brilliant mark, this fellow, when he gets his eyes on the ball. That's he's already kicked 2 goals up to this stage of the match.
And Morwood, he uses his body well when he goes for those marks.
Certainly does.
Covers a lot of territory.
That's his 6th mark for the match so far, and he's got a chance to kick his 3rd goal and make the difference. Only 1 point just before half-time. There it is on its way, and there's the siren to say half-time, and it's a point the difference. So,
umpire Glenn James comes in to start proceedings in the second half of the match. 1 point the difference in favour of the Magpies. But a top standard in cover here this afternoon. Let's hope it continues in that vein. Knocked down by Farrows. He's done well at the centre bounces so far. Wright tried to get it out to Carroll, couldn't do so. In goes Farrows, just about throws it back to his skipper Williams, who sockets it off the ground, not too scientifically. Smith racing forward. He kicked a good goal during the second quarter, and from left half-back flank he's gone for a short pass out to the centre wing position. 2 Swans players are out there. Picked up by their skipper Mark Browning, who went the wrong way and was penalised. Morwood now playing very well. First game back. In front is Manson, just about took the mark. Picken certainly had his colours lowered by Manson. Dersma has moved on to Taylor in the second quarter. Taylor's already kicked 6 goals. Smith again. Transfers play up towards the left half forward flank for Collingwood. Frangalis, nice spin out, didn't have anywhere to go though. Bad hand pass. Manson just about through it. Not seen by the umpire. McEwen gives the hand pass to Richardson, who's roaming free today. Richardson fires from 25 metres out, and Collingwood lead by 7 points. If it's a goal, it is. I can't see any reason why it shouldn't be. It looked accurate from here. Yes, it's a goal. The formalities completed. The 2 flags are waved. 79 plays 72.
Bob, you can get 2 shots for goal there too after a goal, providing the ball's gone through the goals, isn't it?
The ball must be over the line before you've been knocked over.
That's right.
And so, in other words, you have to really be very close to the line to... well, I have seen it happen.
Yes.
79 plays 72. And Richardson making goal number 3, I think, isn't it, Bob?
It is, Pete, and I just can't understand why the Swans have not given somebody the job of tagging Richardson.
Nearly 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. Stalemate developing, according to umpire Peter Cameron, and once again we will see a bounce.
Well, there's no doubt that Richardson and Bernie Evans are the 2 best players on the ground, Bob, but I must say that even though Collingwood only 7 points in front, they've got better players around the ground. Knocked out by Fellows, it'll be a free kick against him, it'll go to Barry Round. Fellows not too happy about it. So it's Barry Round at centre field. The Swans trailing by 7 points. Cormac got up home. Lane gave that over to Morwood. Morwood goes for a pass. I must agree. Down it goes there to Barham. He was grabbed. Picked up by Wright. Wright's kick is out wide. Out there to Morwood on his own. He's got a paddock to move up if he wants to. Decides to go back for the kick. And covered there by Smith. It's about, let me see, about 40. Gone for a short pass. It's a good one too. And the ball marked here by Wayne Carroll. So the Swans have got a chance to get back within a point again.
It does look as though Ackley's got the job of Richardson. I'm not, we'll watch it as it settles down, but Ackley is following Richardson up the ground.
Now Carroll coming in to score. Be successful, will make the difference a point. Into the quarter by just over 3 minutes. This is the third. There she is on its way. That's a goal, so it's a point the difference again. The Magpies can't get the break, and that's 11 goals, 12-78 the Sydney Swans to Collingwood 12 goals, 7-79. I've got my mate here, the triple Brownlow medalist, tic-tacking with his fingers.
I was thinking of the player who passed the ball to Carroll.
Carroll would be very happy about that. Back in the centre again. We approach the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. A point the difference. Fellows against Brown. Fellows got that one down, intercepted by Dennis Carroll. The ball's pushed back. Actually, the umpire kicked that one. Carroll gets the kick out now. Ball punched away by Smith. Tony Shaw kicks it on the ground. He's actually tripped. Gets a hand pass out, punched on by Abernathy. Not too successful. This allows Holden to take the ball away from the Collingwood players. Out there on the centre wing position. Drives it over the half-forward line. Nearly a one-hander to Morwood. Comes back to Phillips. He's grabbed by Wright. And a stack-up develops there, and the umpire will ball it up about 55 to 60 metres out from the Sydney Swans goal, and they're trailing by a point.
It's at right half forward now for the Sydney Swans. Knocked down by Fellows, doing well in the ruck. Probably the best big man on the ground. Tony Shaw gives it over to Barham, who likes a run. Here he goes again. Short pass down to half forward for Collingwood. That's okay. Manson went for a hand pass, wasn't a good one. Collins comes in to back him up a little bit too late though now, and umpire Glenn James has decided it will be a bounce.
Well, the idea was there for Manson, but it wasn't a very good hand pass.
And the bounce to be effected about 30 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the third quarter.
You mentioned Richardson, Pete. Mark Williams is on Evans now.
Barham gets around Frangalis, has a snapshot at goal. Almost a mark to Dersma. Taylor spoiled him at the last minute. Ackley gets offloaded, but does get a kick in. Barham on the boundary line, around Pickett. Ackley looks for a hand pass. Collins right there with Stevie Wright. Ackley again, good tackle by Williams. The stalemate developing once more, and umpire James will bounce it about 40 metres out from Collingwood's goal again.
A couple of decent goers, Williams and Ackley.
That's right.
Yes, they certainly go in for the ball all the time, don't they? Two players that I don't think the coaches would nearly need to motivate that much. Down by Fellows once more. Williams, again the quick kick. Up to Dersma. Oh, had a fresh air shot. Browning to Round. No one making any headway there. This time the bounce about only 20 metres from Collingwood's goal.
That was the lack of talking on the part of the Sydney Swans defence, Bob, because Dersma could have easily grabbed that one.
Yes, Dersma wasn't to be able to know just how clear he was, and it was the players around him that have to do the talking for him.
So another bounce. Collingwood doing a lot of the attacking in the last couple of minutes or so. Once again, Williams from Fellows. Taylor, he gave Dersma a nice old heave-ho there. Who gets the hand pass out ultimately to Ackley. Ackley, long clearing kick. At the back, Morwood can't complete the mark. Holden comes in for backup support, and he's well shepherded. He's on the boundary line. Underneath it, Fellows playing a kick or two behind the play. Fellows from left centre wing puts Collingwood back into attack again, trying to find Manson. He's mobbed by three Swans players. Williams comes out with the ball and goes for a pass. Taylor, good mark. Taylor for goal number 7.
Beautiful pass by Williams that time. Spotted him all the way and just lobbed it in front. And the big fella's got the chance now to kick goal number 7. Of course, this is the best game we've seen Taylor play for a long, long time.
The best they've delivered the ball to him for a long, long time.
Well, he's doing the job for them too. He's not letting him down. Going for goal number 7. Oh, is it coming around enough? Oh, hit the post. So he still kicks 6 goals. Collingwood move on to 12 goals, 80 to the Sydney Swans, 11 goals, 12-78. There's the Collingwood Brains Trust, Bob Rose, and you know who. Ball kicked out towards that half-back line for the Sydney Swans. This could go out of bounds. No, picked up nicely by Wayne Carroll. A hand pass coming back to Carter. Kicks it off the ground. It can take a chance. Well, the umpire could ball this up. Little Johnson had a chance to pick that up, but was swamped. And the ball will be a ball up on the centre wing position. With Collingwood in front by 2 points. They're 80 points to the Sydney Swans 78. Knocked out by Fellows again, but the final blow was delivered that time by Round. Over it goes to Sumner, back to Mullane, a short pass, it'll be okay, and the ball marked here by Rains. He hasn't played a bad game today, Bob.
No, he's played well, Lou.
Rains from right centre wing, short pass onto Fellows. Fellows now long up towards the full forward position, trying to find Taylor. Might even be a goal, I think it is. Yes, sir. Third quarter, Collingwood, are they going to get the break now? 86 plays 78 on Sevens Big League from the SCG. Wright tries to paddle the ball further forward, runs into Phillips and Tony Shaw. The latter coming out with the ball, gets it over to Phillips again. Smith to half forward. Too long for Frangalis. Barnes first to recover. Well shepherded by Taylor. Snapshot is close, but not close enough for Collingwood, and 1 point is the result of that kick by the Collingwood winger. Magpies now 11, or rather 13-9, 87 to 11-12, 78. Mark Browning will bring the ball back into play through the litter down there in the goal square. Pretty hard to see the line, and the mark taken out there just up from the back pocket by Ackley.
9 points the difference into the third quarter by just on 9.5 minutes. The ball out there towards the centre wing position in front that time as McCormick got under that bundle. He got one in the back. At the back of the pack there as Abernathy goes for a short pass. And that'll be a mark and a free kick to Tony Shaw.
He's played well as usual, Lou.
Yes, well, he always puts in. I don't think I've seen him play a bad game in the last couple of years. 15 kicks and about 5 or 6 hand passes. So it's not a bad effort. Chance for Barry Round to mark that one. Big fella couldn't hold it. Picked up by Browning. A hurried kick out to right. Who hasn't been his usual self today. McCormack got a chance to mark. Well intercepted that time by Johnson, but he's grabbed. He couldn't get clear up out there on that half-forward flank position for the Sydney Swans. Their score is 11-12, 78 to Collingwood 13-9, 87. Ball comes out of the pack this time. Abernathy out there on the centre wing position. Drives it down there towards the half-forward line, but no one there for Collingwood, and marked here by Carter. Of course, he's been shifted off Taylor. Taylor's kicked 6 goals up to this stage of the match, and a good strong mark by Phillips, who's played a solid game too, Bob.
Yes, he's another who is always reliable. Not outstanding on many occasions, but still reliable.
Well punched on that time by McEwen. Bill Picken goes after it. Manson there with him. He got the front posse. He tries to get a hand pass back. It comes back over the head, but the umpire said it'll be against him for throwing the ball. Might have been a little bit severe on him. Billy Picken goes for a hand pass now. Over it goes now to Ackley, down there in the back pocket. The kick is around towards the wing. Fellows in front, and he's got the mark. Now, there's no doubt about it. Young Fellows has played a very good game today. Ball coming back to Phillips again. He usually goes for the long kick. He has this time again. At the back is Manson. Taps the ball down. Kicked off by Frangalis the second time. Out there towards Morwood turns, a hand pass coming back to Wayne Carroll. That was Russell, too slow. He was grabbed, didn't have the ball the second time. A hurried kick by McCormick out towards the wing position. Mullane in front, couldn't grab the mark, goes after it again. Good play. He's got away from two of them, gets a hand pass back to Fellows. Couldn't pick it up on the first hop, but Morwood goes through, grab, taps the ball on again. Richardson comes out, kicks it off the ground. It must be slippery there. In goes Rod. He runs right into Morwood, but he got one too high before that, I think, from Richardson.
Ackley, left centre wing. The Swans making hard work of it at the moment. Collingwood's defence pretty good. Carroll's kick, not a good one. Abernathy, Barham, away he goes. Barham goes for a pass down to the left half forward flank. Rains on his own, can score from there. He's a beautiful kick, Rains, and that one is long enough but not accurate enough. And through for another point. 11-12 to 13-10. Always a bad time of the year when the old phone books go out of circulation, and there's a few on the ground over there, I reckon. Ball back into play through Dersma. Two Collingwood players just about to spoil each other.
Collingwood looking a lot stronger now, Bob.
As they're playing well together. Lou is a perfect example now. They're looking for each other as they go forward.
Richardson to Collins is pretty good, and he's threaded that one for a goal. What a gem! That was Collins' first goal, but of course Richardson had a hand in it, and Richardson, to my mind, shaping up as the best player on the ground. 14-10 to 11-12 as the ball comes back into the centre, and as I mentioned, Collingwood getting their best break of the match to date. Can they go on with it from here? No wind advantage, it's very still, with those black clouds still hovering on the southern horizon. Let's hope they don't come this way. It's going to be round for the Swans against Fellows. The latter has won most of them. Wins that one again. Rains can't get clear. It's left to Tony Short, of left-footed out to the half-forward line. Almost a wrestle out there between Frangalis and Barham. Abernathy tries to beat both of them. Beautifully snared by Barham. Barham's gone for a pass and attempted smother, partly successful at the Picken. Picken's kick lobbed high back towards the centre wing position, knocked away by Mark Williams, down to Abernathy for Collingwood. Good tackle by Wright. Williams again, chips it back inboard, finds Richardson. Richardson, beautiful hand pass onto Phillips. Phillips long up towards Tony Shaw. Tony Shaw down to Smith, who scored one already. Can he make it two? Off target though, kicked it like a true half-back flanker, and it will be 1 point.
No, it's a free kick. You just cannot understand Taylor doing things like that.
No, silly players. The ball is dropped short now by Dersma, over there to hold it in the back pocket position. Ball back there towards the half-back line, and unattended that time is Bays, over to Browning. Another fumble that time by Carter. McEwen pounces on him, and then we see Mullane get it out to Williams, who's playing a real skipper's game down there, setting a fine example off the top of the pack that time. Kicked off the ground by Dersma. Going after it now is little Collins, but he takes the ball over the line and out of bounds. Nearly finishes up on the front seat of the grandstand there. So it's 78 plays, 94 in favour of the Magpies. Into the quarter by just over 15 minutes. Ball at the back of the pack. Rains goes through, couldn't juggle that one. Still a bit of fumbling going on, just about in the back that time to Dennis Carroll, and he spotted it. Mitchell on the ground, a hand pass back to Billy Pickett. It's a high one back towards the centre of the ground. Too many Collingwood players. Richardson goes for hand pass, not a good one that time. Hackney gets a hurried kick, well intercepted by Tony Shaw. He's grabbed, down he goes. Mitchell got him, but the umpire called play on us. We see McCormick drive it up there towards the half-forward line. Staying at the back of the pack is McEwen. A hand pass comes back to Collins. Another one to Rains. He's grabbed around the neck. Umpire said play on because he paid the advantage of it. It's a shocking kick, and the ball is marked right on the boundary line by Frangalis. He goes wide. Abernathy and Danaher having a great battle. Abernathy goes down, so does Danaher. Abernathy gets up again. They fall over like nobody's business out there. Calling on the ground is Ackley. Can he go along the ground? He was getting along like a centipede that time, and was finally kicked out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in down towards Collingwood's half-forward line, about 80 metres around from their goal. Collingwood 14-10-94 to the Swans 11-12-78. Just on the 16.5-minute mark of this, the third quarter.
Been a good quarter for Collingwood so far. They've outscored the Swans 3-1, picked up by Carter. Carter's kicked back towards the centre wing position. So they kick that clear out wide, it drives you mad. Down to half-forward. Free kick in the back to umpire Glenn James, or a hip out. Will go to Dennis Carroll. Carroll to take the free kick at centre half back for the Swans. The Swans defence certainly under plenty of pressure this quarter. Bays at centre field. Good kick by Bays. Oh, fine mark to cap up. had to sit there.
No doubt about it. When he gets the chance, he can mark, can't he?
I can certainly. He's got great natural ability, Lou, and at this stage just doesn't know a lot about football.
Warwick Kappa, 2 fine marks. Took a ripper in the goal square in the first quarter. Kappa from 35 metres out. Awkward kicking style. Nets him only 1 point when the Swans badly needed a goal. Well, point 11-13, 79. Collingwood 14-10, 94. Morwood, what a fine comeback he's made this afternoon. Playing excellent football in front. Danaher got a push in the back.
Certainly
from
did.
Abernathy, and he'll take the free kick on right centre wing. With the gifted family of Danaher footballers. Off the hands of Fellows. Chance for Russell. Boot the ball quickly, but a shocking shot and only 1 point. Evans applauding, trying to con the goal umpire, but he wasn't having a bar of that. 14 points the difference. Russell's kicked 1 goal. McCormack now. Goes short. Looks for and finds Dennis Banks at left half-back flank. Banks up to the centre wing position and Abernathy. He's a long kick. That one's no exception. Plenty of distance. Taylor and Dursma. Good punch away by the Swans defender. The opportunity for Picken. Paddles the ball out wide. Barham off the ground. Over to Collins. Goal number 2. And number 2 it is.
Just on the 19-minute mark. And the Magpies in front by 20 points. And they're playing a lot better football in this third quarter. Richardson's been a marvellous player. Shaw, Williams and Brains in the centre. And, of course, Fellows getting most of the knockouts. There's the ball back there now. It's Russell going for a long hand pass, looking for Morwood. He grabs that, but Phillips has got him. Umpire said dropping the ball. That was a difficult one for Morwood to get clear then. He made the play, and, of course, the other bloke was dwelling on him. That's the rule. Short pass. Out wide to Richardson. Ackley's got the job of tagging him now, and he's finding it pretty difficult too, and that says something for... bad miss by Abernathy, but picked up by Smith. A hand pass to Ricky Barnes. Had a great third quarter. A hand pass coming over to Smith again. Looking there for the big fella Taylor. Dursma's right on his tail. Won't give him an inch. Now Taylor's grabbed it and had the ball. Might have been a bit lucky. Now he'll take the free kick and a chance to kick his 7th goal from about 30 metres out. He's on about a 45-degree angle.
Well, he doesn't get many free kicks.
No, I must admit that. He's not the favourite with the umpire, but that time he got paid.
Dursma did have hold of him.
Okay. 9th kick for Taylor, going for goal number 7. There she is on its way. And that looked pretty good. That's goal number 7 for Taylor.
7-2 he's kicked.
And the Magpies move on to 16 goals, 10-106 to the Sydney Swans, 11 goals, 14-80. Actually, Collingwood should be further in front this quarter, Bob, because they've had most of the play.
Yes, their back line has been excellent. Anytime the Swans do get the ball further forward and across the centre. Very worried look on John Northy's face there. And across the centre, Mullane, Rains and Abernathy getting on top also.
We're approaching the 21-minute mark now of the third quarter. Collingwood having the biggest break of the match to date, 26 points. Round and Fellows, again won by Fellows. Mitchells and Rains tangle, picked up by Morwood. He's got a hand pass back to Round and turn over to Holden. Holden up to half forward, and the mark taken by Danaher about 50 metres from goal. Well, with 26 points the difference, the Swans badly need a goal here. I think they need a couple of them before three-quarter time. At the same time, keeping Collingwood scoreless if possible. Quite make the distance, I don't think. Is it a mark to Russell, or is it a point? It's 1 point.
I thought it may have been a mark.
Yes, Russell thought so too, and so did the Sydney crowd here.
25 points the difference. Banks, stares and stutters. Now he finally goes for the pass, and that's okay. Now to McCormack. Richardson was the fire over the top. Mitchell, will he get clear? No, or did he get one in the back? Over to Morwood. Morwood has a shot at goal. He might have put that out of bounds. In fact, he has. So it will be a free kick for Collingwood down there in the back pocket, and the recipient will be Mark Williams. Awkward front kick. Manson couldn't take the mark. Now he backs up well. The kicking styles here. He and Kappa have started a new trend, I think. Smith, Richardson,
Well, Ackley hasn't done much to Richardson, Bob.
No, he's still playing excellent football.
He is getting clear. Not a good pass, though, on that occasion. Into the hands of Rod Carter. Carter's gone short. Back to Ackley, the man we were talking about. Ackley from right half-back flank. And if anybody can quell Richardson, I'd say it would be Ackley. Certainly the Swans' best bet. Danaher is on right centre wing. Looking for Morwood. Oh, he's got him too. What a ripper. Great mark. And this time directly in front of goal. And as such, has kicked 3 goals already. So he certainly should be able to get this one. Here's the mark again. He's taken quite a few good grabs this afternoon.
It's what you call a badly needed kick, this one.
8 marks taken by Tony Morwood for goal number 4. And like a look at that one. Is it coming around? Oh, not speaking of round. Great mark.
The umpire said it hit the post, I think.
1 point. Hit the post. It did.
Oh, just as the crowd go, he's a favourite here. They'll go mad. Oh, there it is again.
It did too.
I think it might have hit the post. The umpire correct.
He's in good position.
Williams under Sumner. Good block. Oh, Steely Wright got a whack right in the eye from Mark Williams. That was the block I mentioned. Wright not too happy about it. He's in the hands of the trainers now. Towards Collingwood's right half forward flank, picked up by Carter. He got one a little bit too high, but umpire Glenn James says it will be a bounce.
24 minutes gone. There's Wright. Pete said got a nasty one. 16-10, 106 Collingwood to the Sydney Swans, 11-16, 82. Difference of 24 points. Pushed out by Manson. Back to Collins. The hand pass over to Mullane. And Mullane gives a long one to Smith in a bit of trouble here. The kick up there towards the full forward position. Punched away by Taylor. Overrunning the ball was Shaw, but knocks out the wrong man. That's over to Pickett. Back it goes to Browning. Browning at centre field. A long kick, and that's a perfect Browning kick. Flying high as McCormack. Flies high. The umpire said play on. Wright's grab. Down he goes. He gets to his feet, showing a lot of courage. He ran into a brick wall again. There we see kicked off. Oh, this could be dangerous. Evans got up too high, coming in to meet it now as Mullane. Collingwood might be lucky to get out of this one. They have. Mullane goes for a hand pass. Over to Williams. Runs into trouble. Goes for the boundary line. Actually tried to find Mullane, but he wasn't up there far enough. And the ball is out of bounds about 50 metres around from the Sydney Swans goal. 82 plays 106 in favour of the Magpies. Knocked out by Round. Back it comes to Morwood. Gets a short kick. Actually didn't trip. Down goes Mitchell. I thought it could have been a free kick, but no. Sumner's kick is not a great one, and marked here by Billy Pickett down there at half forward. Pickett goes for the long kick up there towards the full forward position. They're all flying for staying at the back as Williams goes for a hand pass. A good one too over to Abernathy. And over the long one to Banks out there at half back. He's got a paddock to run on a South Marvelous. One player within Gooey. And there's a beautiful pass there to Tony Shaw. Hand pass to Ricky Barham. Back it goes to Shaw, messing about Collingwood a bit. Down to Taylor and Durf, but that could be a free kick, but the umpire said no. Taylor's got a chance to kick goal number 8. Spins around and there she goes. Oh, I thought that was nearly a free kick for a trip to Dursma. So it's Taylor 8 goals, Collingwood 17-10, 112 with the Sydney Swans 11-16, 82. What do you reckon, Bob?
I think Taylor got a little bit lucky to have a goal on the board. We'll watch this week.
That was a trip I've never seen.
Pushing the back. How about a trip? It was a free kick. We all agree on that anyway.
26 minutes gone of the quarter. And Collingwood putting their best quarter together. This is third. 112 plays 82.
Anyway, it's a long time since Taylor's had a run with the umpires, so good luck to him.
8 goals he's kicked so far, and we're just over the into the time-on period of this third quarter. Knocked out by Fellows. He's dominated the ruck. Pushed on by Rains. Back it goes now to Mance. The good hand pass to Mullane. Mullane has a running shot at goal. It's a long kick. Oh, talk about lots of force. It did a leg break for a goal.
Past the 27-minute mark of the third quarter. It's 36 points the difference now in favour of Collingwood after there was only a point in it at half-time. So it's been a great quarter for Collingwood. And pretty hard to see the Swans coming back now. Mullane shoots out the hand pass. Morwood gives it back to Williams, who's caught with the ball. He's held it for a fortnight and will be free kicked. And decides to deck Billy Picken. And Bill puts on an Academy Award performance. Still, I think, be his free kick, but umpire Glenn James gives a 15-metre penalty.
Billy wouldn't let him go.
Oh, Kid Candle.
Billy's got a glass stomach. He went down pretty easily, didn't he?
Wayne Carroll.
He could be an opponent for Jacko when he has his next fight.
Russell gets the hand pass out to Dennis Carroll. Back to Browning. Browning's kick is long up towards full forward. Morwood almost takes another grab. Down goes Barry Round and McCormack and Smith. And the end result of all that is a bounce about 30 metres out from the Swans' goal. They're in real trouble now. Farrows and Round. Farrows to Williams. Williams to Banks. 20-metre hand pass to Greg Smith on the run at half-back. Smith playing well. Barham and Ackerley. Barham takes the mark, tries to get clear. Ackerley makes sure he doesn't.
I think he's had a great third quarter, Peter.
Collingwood's had a great third quarter move. Barham now gets clear. Looking for Taylor. Can't take the grab, and the mark is taken by Russell, who decides to go for a hand pass. Over to Little Mitchell. Mark taken by Bays. Bays just up from the left back pocket now. Swans looking down the barrel. It's up to the centre wing position, knocked away by Morwood. He's made a fine comeback today in the lane for Collingwood, right on the boundary line. Kicked a great goal earlier in this term. Richardson has Collins available if he wants him. Now he sees Tony Shaw. Back to Collins, and that will be Collins' third goal this quarter. Collingwood doing it easily. The Swans' defence very loose, and Collingwood going right away. That's their 19th goal, 19-10 to 11-16.
Richardson and Tony Shaw, in turn, cutting them to pieces. And very clever the way Tony Shaw looked as though he was going to go straight down the ground and look at his full forward Taylor. But the last moment, when drawing the player to him, just put it across to Collins.
42 points the difference in favour of the Magpies. A great third quarter, and we're just on the 30-minute mark. 124 plays 82. Back in the centre. Well, they've had good players all over the ground, Collingwood, particularly in this third quarter. Fellows dominating the ruck. Back to Williams. Williams boots the ball, looking for Ricky Barham. No doubt the best player on the ground in this third quarter. Knocks the ball back there to Abernethy. Back to Barham again. And the racehorse goes for a pass, looking for Taylor. He's grabbed it right on the boundary line. He's got a chance to kick goal number 9.
Talking about players who've had a good third quarter, Williams has not only frightened Evans, but is getting kicks himself.
That's right. Well, Collins couldn't do the job on Evans, and the Collingwood skipper showed him how. There's the kick by Taylor. And that could be goal number 9. It is. And the Magpies are in front by 48 points. Fine effort by Taylor today. 11-16-82 for Collingwood. 20 goals, 10-130 into this third quarter by just on 31 minutes.
Taylor on replay opening the goals up as he came out and gave himself space, and that's 3 goals in each turn that Taylor has kicked so far.
Well, that's consistency back in the centre of the ground. Collingwood running hot, and the Swans have stopped to a walk. 48 points the difference. We approach the 32-minute mark of this third quarter. Fellows again. Down it comes. A chance for Wayne Carroll to pick it up. Taps it on. He cups Mullane there. Couldn't get clear. Williams showing the players what to do. Bay's in trouble. Runs back into Morwood. Gets a kick back. But there's Sumner backing up. And there's the slaughter. Collingwood in a very handy position. 20 goals, 10, 130 points to the Sydney Swans. 11 goals, 16-82. Games, Peter, this year.
We certainly have. With the final quarter now, with Collingwood holding a 48-point lead over the Swans after there was only a point in it at a half-time. Fellows. Holden swings out of the pack, shoots the Swans into attack up towards their half-forward line in the road. McCormack fumbles. The hand pass comes out to Russell. In turn on to Stevie Wright, a snapshot for goal. And it bounces the wrong side of the pole. And through for only 1 point.
It's been a pretty quiet play today, Stevie Wright. It's probably the worst game we've seen him play up here this season.
Yes, well, he was tagging Tony Shaw in the first half and just couldn't handle Tony Shaw today, which is a bit of a surprise.
Well, a fine mark out there for Collingwood, taken by Abernethy.
You can only emphasise just what a good player Tony Shaw is.
That's right.
He's a great player. Abernethy's kicked a long one, knocked away by Picken. Round. Collins kicked 3 good goals during the third quarter. Tony Shaw again, onto Morwood. Morwood out to Range. Range from left half forward flank. He'll be looking for Taylor, of course. Taylor, oh, good hander, what a ripper.
That was a great mark.
Taylor for goal number 10.
Once again, Taylor, if he gets in front, and he made the lead, he's in front there, and well, a great piece of camera work to take that shot of Brian Taylor.
Well, BT, the double figures, if he's accurate, he's kicked 9-2, I think, Bob, hasn't he? You got it down as 9-2.
9-2.
That's going pretty close. It's 10-2. 10 goals to Brian Taylor, and that's a great effort. And, well, if we're talking of best players, we'd have to put him amongst the best. If you kick 10 goals, you surely have to be in the vote, don't you?
Oh, well, over the years, Peter Hudson used to kick 16 and 17 and not get a vote.
Particularly in the Brownlow medal. That was a beautiful kick by Rains, but a superb mark. The ball under control all the way down to the ground.
10 goals to Taylor, 3 to Richardson and 3 to Collins, the major contributors for Collingwood. We're at the 2-minute mark now of the final term. It's a cakewalk for the Magpies, a good percentage builder, 21-10 to 11-17.
53 points the difference. Knocked out by Fellows again. A hand pass to Collins from Shaw. He can't get clear. The umpires are holding the ball.
It's a little harsh, but I think Glenn Jones just wanted to get it clear of the centre.
And it's Mitchell driving the ball over the half-forward line. Mullane comes around, unattended that time. He's played a fair game too, this fellow. Kicks the ball long, and that's what Collingwood have been doing. Collins outmanoeuvred. Browning takes the ball away. He's played well since he got away from Evans. Up she goes. Taylor at the back couldn't hold that. But Manson's claiming the mark and the umpire's paying it. I think it was his mark too. Well, he's only about 12 or 13 metres out from goal. You can see the distance on screen. I'd pay that too.
Yep. Yeah, he touched it the first time and was the only player to grab it second up.
Well, he's got a chance of scoring a goal. We said before, not the greatest looking kick in the world, but kicks this, it'll put Collingwood in front by 59 points. There she is on its way, and that's a goal. Just on the 3.5-minute mark, and Collingwood 59 points in front. And since half-time, they've been in full control. Knocked out by Fellows, doing a superb job at that centre bounce. It's Browning going for the long kick, looking for Capper. Couldn't hold that mark. He got up high enough. Down goes Banks. Chance for Capper again. He and Wayne Carroll are fighting over it. That's what they've been doing. Evans couldn't get it clear because he'd been pretty well watched by Williams, and the umpire will ball it up about 35 metres out from the Swans' goal.
They badly need one at the moment.
A superb job on Evans, actually, Bob, isn't he?
As I'll say.
Carroll sees the humour of that. If I were looking at the scoreboard, I see too much funny in the situation. Can they score here? No, because it's going to be a free kick to Collingwood.
The coach wouldn't want to see him laughing either, because that's when they take a team view of it, Bob.
Fellows to Richardson, who have been two very, very good players for Collingwood. Tony Shaw, and I guess I'd have to put him in the same bracket. Shaw's gone for a pass up to the centre wing position. The mark is taken by Abernathy.
Fair game too.
Yes, you can't put them all in the votes.
That's right.
In front is Round, at the back is Manson. It's stolen by Rains. Rains will give the hand pass to Barham. Barham from 20 metres out fires the hand pass away. Not a particularly good one. Dersma to Browning. The Swan skipper goes for a pass up to Tony Morwood.
And Collins in a bit of trouble now. I think he's hurt his knee, Pete, down there at the full forward position for
Saw
Collins.
that flash before. Kappa. His awkward kicking style sees the ball into the full forward pocket. Carroll got two hands to the ball, couldn't complete the mark. I thought it might have been out of bounds. He's had a snapshot of goal. It's off target and through for 1 point.
I think it might have been out of bounds, but the boundary umpire, the ball came down that quick. I don't think the boundary umpire had a chance to get down there.
Collins going to go off now. He seems okay. 84 to 142. Abernathy.
That Collingwood runner that was on the screen there, Pete, Brian Taylor might have about 15 if he was kicking the ball down. Barry Price.
Yes, that's right. Peter McKenna, I think, would vouch for that, wouldn't he, Bob? To put it on his chest innumerable times. Stevie Wright, not having a good day, Stephen, but he gets grabbed a little bit too high there, and he'll take a free kick for the Swans at the left half-back flank. Wright thought about going for the hand pass. Shoots it out the centre wing where he's found Browning, who will look for Carter. Carter takes the mark. He was Taylor's first opponent. He was moved after Brian had kicked 3. Sumner. A little bit slow. Evans started off brilliantly. Gets head-butted there by Smith. Picked up by Williams, the Collingwood skipper. Williams has gone for a pass, and that's effective to Abernathy. little smother. That was by Mitchell. Abernethy grabbed, holding the ball. He was over the top of it, says the umpire. Maybe a little bit harsh. Mitchell takes the free kick on right centre wing.
Got to go back to kick over the mark. Scoreboard, Collingwood doing it easy, 22 goals, 1,042 to the Swans, 11 goals, 1,884. And it's Kappa with the ball now.
15-metre penalty.
He's a long way out from goal. Not the greatest kick in the world, but we have seen him kick some impossible goals. He's already kicked one. To say they badly need a goal, that's the understatement of the year. It's the kick by Kappa. Well, it's off target. He got the distance okay, but it's out of bounds off a former penalty free kick to go down there to Banks. And of course, Collingwood would be pretty pleased too with the form of Tony Morwood, Shane Morwood, I should say, Bob, because he's been out with a bad knee injury for the last 5 or 6 weeks, and he's returned to form straight away.
Yes, he certainly has played well, Lou, and he's had a great year.
He's had about 18 possessions for the match so far. Not a bad effort playing in defence.
Particularly when you consider that the ball was at the other end of the ground for most of the third quarter.
That's right, Manson flies high. Taps the ball back again towards Kappa, smothers it, gets a hand pass back. A hand pass coming back from Mitchell over to Holden, back to Bernie Evans, back to Browning in trouble. He's going to lose this, and over it goes now to Braddy on the ground. We see Dennis Carroll couldn't clear. There's Morwood getting a hand pass to Banks, taps the ball on. Over it goes now to Danaher, but the Swans are messing about, not gathering much distance. And no, is he going to pay that mark? I think he may. Yes, it'll be a mark to Wayne Carroll about 30 metres out from goal. It's the distance and the angle. 142 Collingwood to the Swans 84. Into this last quarter by just over 8.5 minutes. Running on Carroll, he fires at the goals. And that is a goal. Well, you're not allowed to look happy when you're a coach or a chairman of select. You've got to have that sad look until you go home, and then you laugh your head off when you get home in front of the tally again. As the ball's picked up, a short pass by Billy Pickett, marked here by Danaher at centre half back. Ball shot across there towards the half-forward line for the Swans. Punched away by Phillips. Played a great game too. Holden juggles the ball away. He goes down. He's grabbed. Umpire said he's into his back more. The free kick will go there to Holden, getting up, holding his head. He went for a short pass. Now he has. He's found Bays out there at half-forward. Kick by Bays. There's a chance for more at the back. But they lost sight of that because Carroll flew a bit too early and it's through for 1 point. So it's Collingwood 22 goals, 1,042 to the Sydney Swans 12 goals, 1991. And that's a difference of what, 53 points, Bob, is it? I'll get it again. I'll have to add this up. That's 51 points. Ball back out there towards that half-back line, punched out by Abernethy. The umpire says play on as Richardson goes up, but it's over the line and out of bounds.
Boundary throw in. Witts wearing a different number. We did see him a few weeks back wearing number 65. So he's come down in the rankings a little bit. Mitchell looks for a hand pass. Evans is there, as I said, started off magnificently in the first quarter, but floated out of the play after half-time, and coincidentally, so did the Swans. Well, great mark taken by Danaher. That was a ripper grab, and he's only 25 metres out from goal, directly in front. Here it is again. Fine mark.
Danaher does look as though he may be down on the forward line now, Lou.
Yes.
So Danaher coming in for his second goal. The 11-minute mark of the final term. That will be a goal. 2 goals to Danaher. So the Swans come a little bit closer. 13-19, 97, but still well down the gurgler, trailing by 45 points. 22-10, 142 Collingwood.
Replay now. Bernie Evans. High floating kick. And it's as good as you want to see as a mate.
Certainly is.
Brian Taylor has 10 goals, of course. So can he equal or, in fact, break the goal-kicking record for round 16, which is currently held by Ross Ditchburn of Carlton and Simon Beasley of Footscray, both of those players kicking 12 goals in 1982. 45 points in it. Picken. His kick is a short one out towards the centre wing position. Phillips gets there first for Collingwood. Good long kick by the South Australian. Pickett looking for a free kick, but he won't get one from the umpire. Browning hand passes it to Mitchell, in turn to Stevie Wright. Bays brings it back up towards centre field. 3 Collingwood players are there in the mark, taken by Abernethy. On to Richardson, still inside the square. Richardson's played a great game today. He's gone for a pass down toward the left forward pocket. Ackley got a hand to it, tries to beat Barham to it and does so. Barham finishes up on the bottom though with the ball. It will be a bounce according to umpire Peter Cameron. So a bounce in Collingwood's left forward pocket. The scoreboard is indeed a sorry one for the Swans. They started off so well in the first 2 quarters. Ackley wobbles a punt kick up towards the centre wing position. In front was Fellows. Phillips gets it over to McCormack and turn on to Richardson. Seemingly everywhere this afternoon and in line for best on ground honours. Dersman tried to get clear, couldn't do so. Ackley comes up with the ball. Oh, almost kicked it straight out of bounds on the full. It is out of bounds, but it will be a throw-in and still in Collingwood's left forward pocket. So the Magpies should finish this match still in contention for the 5. They had to win and win well. It looks as though they're going to do that. Round and Manson, Barham, Abernethy kicks it straight out of bounds on the full. Perhaps a little bit lackadaisical in his approach to that. Didn't seem to be under that much pressure. The free kick for the Swans will be taken by Ackley in the right back pocket. Looking for Brady, who's just come onto the ground. Down to Abernethy. Hand pass over the head of Williams, might be a little bit too long for him. No, the Collingwood skipper keeps it in play and goes for a pass over to Richardson, who this afternoon has knocked up getting kicks. On to Fellows, and Big Wes even going for a run. They're playing with a lot of confidence. Collingwood, that is a ripper kick. His father Graham would be happy with that. It's a goal.
Gets the knockdown of Williams, who's played a great game since half-time. And he's put Bernie Evans out of business. There's a mark dropped by Fran Garlis, but luckily for him there, Picken was backing up well. Over it goes to Dersmer, out to Bays, out there at half-back, goes for the long kick, looking for Holden. It's too long, and a great mark taken by Mullane. This fella's played a fair sort of a game too. Ball dropped short, mark to Fellows, who's dominated the ruck today. Short pass by Fellows. Coming in to meet it now is Beers. A hand pass over to Williams. He's grabbed, shrugged his opponent off, gets the ball back now to Collins. Collins goes for a pass, looking for Taylor in the front posse. He's got it. He warded Dersmer up with one hand before he went. He's gone for a short pass. It'll be a good one to Williams. Well, Williams has given him a Richardson, I should say. He's given him a couple, and there's another goal.
4 goals for Richardson, Luke.
4 goals. Well, I suppose Taylor had to do that because he's propped them up for him a couple of times. 24 goals, 10.
It's good unselfish play, though, Luke.
Yeah, certainly was. There's John Northey, not too happy on the phone. I know who he's ringing. There's only one bloke he could ring now to help them.
It's too late for that even.
I think it is. I think he'd be busy if he didn't give him a call. So it's Collingwood 24 goals, 10, 154 to the Swans, 13, 19, 97. And the Magpie supporters looking very happy. Well, it's the best we've seen Collingwood. They played pretty well against Essendon. Apparently that's the first kick that Taylor's had that he hasn't scored for in the match. Bobs, you've got a very difficult job picking the best players. As Fellows goes down, a hand pass comes out from Ward over to Richardson again. Well smothered that time by Dersmer. Couldn't get clear. The ball knocked on by Mance, but Dersmer still in there fighting.
A great effort.
Great effort by Dersmer, the young fellow. Got plenty of potential, that kid. The kick by Carter falls short, and it goes straight into the hands there of Mitchell. Mitchell's kick to centre half forward. Well, Brady was grabbed. He'll get a free kick against McCormack that time and take it at centre half forward, about 55 metres out from goal. Brady coming on in this quarter. Seen him play some good games up here too. There's the kick by Brady. Dropped that time by Moore. To snap it goal by Capo, and he's put it through for a goal. Half minutes gone, 103 plays, 54. The Magpies still in front by 51 points. It'll need a miracle for the Swans to win this one. The Magpies will be going for the doctor because their percentage is still pretty low. That's still Fellows getting the knockout. Browning lost that one. Williams coming through. Ball knocked back to Browning again. Goes for a hand pass back to Brady. Hooks it over his shoulder. A good chance for Mitchell to mark. He does the little fellas off like a shot. A left foot shot into the teeth of goals. Kappa's got the sit here. And look at him go. What a mark.
What a great mark.
Oh, that was opening him all the way now. He's throwing it up in the air if he owns the world, but they're a long way away from the lead. and he's put it through for another goal. It's goal number 3 to Kappa. That was a magnificent mark, 15-19, 109 for Collingwood, 24 goals, 10, 154.
Let's watch that again.
I don't think you'd see a better mark.
lead.
Look at this, but he had the sitters we nominated, Bob.
You still got to get up there with
I
that.
know you do. He got up there, all right. I couldn't imagine you or I getting up that high, Bob.
Oh, I might have a case.
You get vertigo if you put on a thick pair of socks, don't you?
Bob and I'd get a nosebleed. But that was a magnificent mark by Kappa. Of course, he's made a single now. Should get that one in the...
That was better than the record, I'll tell you.
Oh, well, that's okay. I think you're going to make it for, but let him sing if he wants to sing. Here we go again. Fellows gets it down to Williams. He's grabbed, gets it back now. Manson gets a hand pass wide. Coming into meterless Richardson. Shows a lot of pace. A hand pass coming over now to Collins. A snap at goal. It's a bad kick, and it'll go out of bounds in the forward pocket. So we're right on the 19-minute mark of the last quarter. It's still Collingwood 24 goals, 10, 154. To the Sydney Swans, 15-19, 109.
Boundary throw in, Collingwood's right forward pocket. Picked up by Collins. He's had a snapshot of goal. It's not a bad one either. That's another one to Collingwood. And Collins has now kicked, let me see, 4 goals.
I think Collins must have said to himself, I've got to make up for that kick.
25-10 to 15-19. Well, Taylor hasn't kicked a goal this quarter. He has got 10, of course, so far. And I was just looking through the record. He's got 1, has he, Bob? Well, he's still got 10. And if he kicks another one, that will give him the goal-kicking record at the SCG, beating Mark Jackson's 10 here against St Kilda in 1983. 109 to 160. Evans barely travels the required 10 metres. Mullane, will he be paid the mark? On the shoulder. It's a free kick. Mullane puts Collingwood into attack. The half forward, down goes Taylor. Might be a push in the back.
Free kick to Beers, I think.
Was it Beers going to get it? I was going to say if BT got 2 free kicks in the same day, he wouldn't believe it. And Mark Beers, who's just come onto the ground for Collingwood to take the free kick about 45 metres out from goal. Just about there. Touched right on the line. So 1 point to the Collingwood total, takes them to 161. 25-11, plays 15-19. Carter brings the ball back in. Wayne Carroll. Carroll up to half forward. Trying to find Morwood. Good tap forward for Danaher. Has to get around 2 players. Good tackle by Phillips. Kappa almost throws it out to Dennis Carroll. Carroll's kick is high, but in toward the goal square. Underneath it is Mitchell, so too Anthony might have been in the back.
A lot went down that time. Well, you reckon 1 out of 3 would have stood up?
So a boundary throw in next to the point post. Over the top, Kappa. Williams tries to crash his way through. Out to Morwood, back to Evans. Hand pass nearly knocking him over. It was a ripper. Good tackle by Morwood, picked up by Carroll. Back to Kappa. Collingwood defence working the ball towards the boundary line. It will be thrown in right forward pocket now for the Sydney Swans. 21.5 minutes have gone in the final quarter. A good percentage booster for Collingwood. They had to win and win well, and they certainly will do that now. Over the top, Wayne Carroll. Evans caught, runs into Abernethy. Chance for Mitchell. The ball, though, rushed through for 1 behind. The Swans tally now to 15 goals, 20. As against 25-11. So a difference of 51 points. Mark Williams played an excellent game for Collingwood today. As Bob said, he'll have to apologise to about 10 or 11 Collingwood players for not putting them in the votes. Morwood. And Morwood again. Shane's kick up towards the centre wing position. The mark taken by McEwen. Gets the hand pass out to Beers. Beers in turn down towards the centre half forward position for Collingwood. Big Manson's there with Browning. Manson's got it, looks for a hand pass, finally executes one, back to Stevie Wright. Wright in turn a hand pass up towards the centre square area. Picken takes the hand pass. Standing his ground well, Mark Williams.
And Williams goes short. It's okay, it's grabbed by Sumner out there short of half back. But out there on his own is Mullane again. Been far too good for Bays. A long kick up there towards Beers. He flies, the ball hits the deck. There's a chance for Russell to get a hand pass. Not a good one, but it's picked up by Wright. Ball shot out there. I see that Browning's in a bit of trouble on the ground too, and the ball finally driven up there by Bays towards Danaher. He couldn't hold the mark. Bit of scrimmaging going on. It's picked up again, this time by Witts. Witts' kick is a long one, looking for Taylor at the back. Taps the ball on, but no one there for Collingwood. Kicked off the ground again by Collins, away from Billy Pickett, and the ball is out of bounds. Well, Billy hasn't had the best of days today either, Bob.
Got a few mates, hasn't he?
He's improved since quarter time, but nonetheless, as Peter said, it's been all Collingwood since half-time.
23 and a half minutes gone. Collingwood in front by 51 points. Going right over the top of the pack that time was Williams, and the umpires penalised him for holding the ball.
Covered a bit of ground, Mark Williams, today, hasn't he?
I'll say he has. Well, he's a great, inspiring captain, Pete. He gives his best all the time. Ruddy going short. Too long for Holden. Grabbed by Richardson, a hand pass to Morwood. Morwood gets the ball back in out of Collins. Collins walks around Pickens, straightens up, and that's goal number 5 for the Little Rover, and Collingwood are 57 points in front. They move on to 26 goals, 11, 167 to the Sydney Swans. 15, 20, 110.
So once again, Lou, Richardson in the thick of things. A lovely hand pass to Shane Morwood. Likewise, a beautiful little balk by Collins, and 5 goals since half-time to Darren Collins. What a dangerous player Mike Richardson has been.
24 and a half minutes gone to the last quarter, and the Magpies in front by 57 points. As Pete said before, a great percentage booster. They need it because it's down pretty low. Fellows again tries to get it out, gets a kick. Picked up by Brady. Brady's kick is a short one after he falls over. Punched on by Dennis Carroll. There's a go now for Kappa to get a hand pass, but it's a bad one. Over to McCormick. They're really swamped down there by the Collingwood defence. Smith takes the ball away out wide. Barham got under that one, and it's finally goes towards the boundary line. He taps it back into play, looking there for Richardson, but Wright chips in, couldn't get clear. Over to Danaher, a nice bit of sidestepping, but well thrown to the ground by Beers. Over to Holden, back to Wackley, too slow to get rid of it. Beers taps it back, good play by Collingwood, and again by Abernathy. And the ball comes back to Barry Round. He's grabbed, but he shrugged Beers off okay. Not a good kick by Round. This gave Sumner open slather to go out wide towards Collingwood's half-forward line. And having a great battle out there was Collins and Mitchell. Mitchell gets it back to Billy Piggin. Spins around like a ballet dancer as he kicks the ball back now. It goes over to Browning, a long kick looking for Capper, and he flies beautifully to take another mark. One of the most exciting marks you could ever see in your life, this fellow. Puts off the ground, doesn't he?
Certainly can, Lee.
Certainly his forte.
Capper, let's see, about 40 metres out, if that.
He's not a good kick, though, Lou. I don't think he'd get that, would he?
Well, I don't know. I suppose it would be about 40 metres out. He should be able to kick the distance on about a 45-degree angle. And they're trailing by 57 points as we just get over the 26-minute mark of the last quarter. So another 4 or 5 minutes to go. And that's not a bad kick by Capper for goal number 4. No, it's not a bad effort, really, when you consider the amount of chances he's had down there. 26 goals, 11, 167 Collingwood to the Sydney Swans, moving on to 15 goals. 20, 110.
Let's look at Kappa's mark again. Playing in front that time.
Kappa's kicked 3 of his 4 goals in this quarter, which is a good sign. It shows that he's just kept at it, because it's not easy to look up at the scoreboard and see how far you are down with a 51-point deficit at the moment, 57 before he went for that mark, and keep at it.
We're into the time-on period of the final quarter now. Picked up by Holden, out to Mitchell. Back to Morwood. Morwood in turn, the hand pass out towards Wayne. Abernathy it is on left centre wing. Richardson running with him. He's got him for support. He's gone long to Taylor, and Taylor takes the mark. Now, can he get the goal-kicking record here at the SCG? It wouldn't be a goal-kicking record against the Swans or South Melbourne as they were then, because Peter McKenna held that with 16. Here's the pass. Now, Taylor, as I said, needs one to beat Mark Jackson's record here at the SCG, which was set at 83 against St Kilda. Has he got it? It's close. I think it's just about there. And that's the goal-kicking record at the SCG to Brian Taylor with a total of 11. 27-11, 173 to 16-20, 116.
Well, you've got a very difficult job today, Bob, to pick the best player on the ground.
That's the best hand pass of the day.
So I don't think anybody will be able to argue, though, Lou, no matter who you pick. As long as he's a Collingwood player, you must be right.
Yes, it's not flop. That's the most important.
14 kicks and 10 marks to Brian Taylor, and a record 11 goals at the SCG. He's even had a couple of free kicks today, and that's a rarity. 173 to 116. It's a walkover. Mitchell. Umpire has blown the whistle, though. It's a Collingwood kick, I think.
This is when you talk about good players, you certainly can't go past West Fellows.
Well, he hasn't missed one knockout from the centre. They've been getting away all the time, and I'm quite sure that Sam Newman would be happy about that.
He dominated the marking early in the piece.
Well, Richardson's played a good game too. Then Taylor with 11 goals, which, as I said, is a record, would have to be considered. Picken has gone for a pass out to Stevie Wright. Right from the right half-back flank. In turn, chips it in short up towards the centre wing position, and a good mark.
An indication of just how Collingwood have gone. You can have a look at the interchange bench. There's two pretty fair players on the interchange bench, Rains and Tony Shaw.
That'll be a free kick to Holden, I would think. They're being saved, obviously. Giving Beers and who else was their interchange player, Bob, that came on? Witts, number 49, that's right. The full forward, Kappa behind, marks and puts it through. So Kappa now goal number 5, certainly judged that well. So his forte going for marks, be they high and or low, 27-11 to 17-20. Holden puts it into the 10-metre square and watch Kappa behind. Great judgment. And plays on directly for goal number 5. 29.5 minutes gone. Now final quarter. A win to Collingwood. And that win will keep them in the 5. There's Tony Shaw, perhaps looking just a little bit sore, but I'm certain it's not too serious. And he's going up to the dressing rooms and the showers.
Like the coach said, you can knock off. There's no chance of us losing it now.
No. Brian Taylor, 10 goals, or 11 goals, I should say now. Richardson has 4, Collins has 5. They're the major contributors for the Magpies.
Tony Shaw's had a fair day today, 31 possessions, Pete.
It's not bad, is it?
Not a bad effort. He's been off the ground for the last quarter of an hour.
51 points the difference. We're just past the 30-minute mark of the quarter. Holden to half forward. Attempted knock away by Sumner. Now it comes out towards the half-back line, picked up by Abernethy, and the cheer you heard, the PA system, advising the people here what I just told you about Brian Taylor's record. And that's through for 1 point. Stevie Wright. Swans now 17-21. 123 to 27-11, 173.
50 points the difference, just on the 31-minute mark, so the siren due to go any tick of the clock. Players just going through the motions now as it goes out there towards Witts, and he takes the mark out there at half-back. Witts is kicked. The kick is out there towards the centre half or the wing position. Going after it now as Manson has played a fair game. Over it goes to Witts again. Witts showing a lot of pace. Another hand pass over to Fellows. Short pass and a good one there to Wins. Oh, he let it go through to the keeper that time. But backing up as usual was Richardson. Borks gets away from Ackley. Up it goes now to Taylor at the back. Can he mark that one? He might have tried to grab it the second time. Collins again. Borks. A hand pass over to Williams. This could be another goal for sure. Yeah, right through the middle. And the difference now 56 points. Goal number 1 to Williams. 17-21, 123 the Sydney Swans. And that score's good enough to beat any side. The Collingwood, there's the replay, Bob.
And Richardson now spinning. Been a fine player for Collingwood right throughout. Played 4 excellent quarters of football. As Collins, who since half-time, Collins has been an excellent player with 5 goals, and as usual, no greater leader out on the ground than Mark Williams, who leads by example.
He's had 17 kicks and about 5 hand passes. The umpires found a penalty free kick, and it'll go to Williams at centre field. Collingwood in front by 56 points. The ball up there to Taylor again. He's grabbed but pushed away. The umpire spotted that. I thought he was grabbed. And he'll get a free kick, so things going Taylor's way today. He's had, I think 3 kicks today. 3 free kicks.
He doesn't often get 3 in half a season.
No, he's going for goal number 12. There it is again. Well, he said holding on. He's illustrating that umpire, James. Running on Taylor from about 35 metres out on a very slight angle, going for goal number 12. There she is on its way, and that's a good kick, and it comes around beautifully for another one. So it's 12 goals to Taylor. Of course, that's making Bob Skilton's job all the more difficult. 29 goals, 11, 185 to the Sydney Swans, 17-21, 123. That kick again, Bob.
This is Fellows has done everything he required as a ruckman, and Brian Taylor, everything that you could desire at full forward.
I think that's the equal number of goals, the most number of goals kicked for the season too, with Beasley kicked 12 the other week, didn't he?
He did.
So a fine effort by Taylor.
And according to my stats, Lou, that's their highest ever score against the Swans. Collingwood
Okay,
beats it by 2 points.
28 goals, 11, 179, 123 points to the Swans. And the Magpie powers have never been in doubt since half-time. Of course, they put Williams on to Bernie Evans. That put him out of business, and Richardson's run wild all day, even though they've had that very tenacious Swan chasing after him. Actually, it hasn't made a bit of difference, but this fella's played a marvellous game in the ruck. Young fellows. Missed that one. It's about the first. Richardson's kick is smothered. Back it goes to Banks. Pushes the ball back out there. Grabbed away from Mullane by Browning. He goes down. Backing up well as Phillips. Phillips taps the ball in front of him. Morwood's right on his tail. He can't pick it up, but he casually lets it go out of bounds about 45 metres around from the Sydney Swans goal. So we're at the 33, just on the 34-minute mark. And there's the siren. Final scores.
29-11, 185. That's Collingwood's highest ever score against the Swans, beating their biggest effort previous to that in 1983. The Swans 17-21, 123. Collingwood easy winners. On behalf of our crew at the Sydney Cricket Ground, good afternoon to you all.